told me when I was young, don't play with fire, be careful, son. But we were flames and fell in love. We burned the cities down, down. Fire, learned you listen. You won't be lonely if you fall in love. Over and over again and again.
Det är det enda ni gör på dagarna. Ni sitter där ventrilo och spelar Dota.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota.
I hear you, man.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota.
I feel you, man.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar.
Let's get it on.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker med motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar.
And let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run. And we can run. These stars they fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the grand final of the League Championship Denmark. We have an exciting best of 5 ahead of us today. Copenhagen Flames versus Wicked Gaming. I am Duckling, joined by Palle and Revo for this exciting best of 5.
Yeah, and what a semi-finals and an entire season we've had. This tonight, it could be the series of the entire split, right? This could be. It could really go both ways. Both of these teams are looking stronger than ever, I would say. Both teams definitely at their peak performance of this entire split. So tonight everything gets decided between these two giants, and definitely well deserved for both of them to be in this position.
Yeah, we were talking about like the individual talent of both players, and I have to disagree with a lot of things said. I do believe that Lopa and Pedersen are way better than the bottling of Copenhagen Flames. That is, of course, Gubi and Kalhira. But that's, of course, my personal opinion. It seems like we are soon getting into the good old draft of Game 1. And if there's something as fun to talk about, it's always the draft. When you see Copenhagen Flames and when you see Wicked Gaming, we have Box Vipers on the screen for some reason. That's not quite the right logo. But Wicked Gaming are known for their unorthodox picks, to say the least. The good old Cillian mid from Roskilde, Vega mid as well. It's not really good champions, but on Roskilde it's good champions. So you're kind of forced to ban, well, a champion that doesn't fit the meta at all.
Yeah, it's a fun story with these two teams because they actually have some similarities. We talked a little bit about this before. In the mid lane, we did see Eden Fox pick up Cillian yesterday when they played against Atlanta, and we also usually see Roskilde pick up that same champion, so that could be a contested pick. Another contested pick I want to talk a little bit about is Thresh in the bot lane. Pedersen likes to play this Thresh and plays it very, very well. Kalhira opts for a lot of these Peely supports like Alistar Galio instead, mostly when he goes for a tank, but definitely also knows how to play this Thresh. It could be a contested pick tonight, and maybe Flames see the value in picking this Thresh away from Pedersen. It is exciting to see. What do you think about this sort of philosophy going into the draft phase, Dougling?
I see a lot of different philosophies, to be honest. I have also seen a lot of Sona been picking up recently and not been playing with Taric. We see this interesting thing coming in with Temp Kench and Sona, because you got the safety lane and now you can actually farm as a Sona. You get your items a lot quicker and then you aren't as unkillable as you are with the Taric ultimate, but you're also an interesting style, and that's really the thing I'd be looking for. Will we see it get banned away, or will they say we'll try to pick this, because it is a bold move picking it in such a difficult situation. You are in the final, and dropping a game because you're risking it on a Sona Taric or Sona Temp Kench pick could really bite you in the butt if we go into the later stages of the series.
I don't believe we're going to see any Sona Taric from either team. It is a bit too hard if you've never tried it before. We have seen many times earlier in this split what happens when you pick Sona Taric and you don't excel in the early game. Hilo Esport actually did against Copenhagen Flames, a game where Revo and I casted it, and well, they got completely obliterated in the early game because they didn't know the ins and outs of the champions. Obviously, Lopa and Pedersen are not really known for playing something like Sona Taric. They want to really kill you in the lane. Varian player, of course, Lopa is known for. And speaking of champions, we head into the draft.
We are heading into the draft. Let's take a look at what will get banned first. It is obviously Nihu from the side of Flames banning and Nice Life. So the thing is, we have a lot of different picks or bans we could expect to see. I would say the Silas is pretty predictable. Something like the Rek'Sai Jarvan has been really strong recently. We've also seen the Sona, as we quickly mentioned before. And this is what I think we could be expecting to take it away. Obviously, a lot of carry champions has been a usual sight in the LCD. Draven especially, along with Irelia, Akali as well. So a lot of assassins I would expect to get banned. A lot of these high skill cap champions. Those are what I would expect to get taken away.
Yeah, also talking about like what is worthy of first picking, we have seen both of these teams opt for something like flex picks. I'm talking Aatrox, I'm talking Vladimir, I'm talking all of these picks. Also, talking a little bit about the new Mordekaiser that has been released not too long ago and have shown very strong showings in all of the games we've seen it in LCD. Both teams, no, that's not correct. Flames banned it all 3 times last night, but Wicked Gaming threw a game or lost a game to a Mordekaiser to Box Vipers, and we also do see it going out here as the very last ban, and they actually opt for Gubi on this Sire. Gubi is an AD carry that is known to play a relatively safe style, deliver a lot of damage, but also play these styles where not only does he usually have either Eden Fox or Kalhira to peel for him, but he also likes these champions with a lot of self-peel or with like a good way of getting into distance, like Israel, like Sai, for example. But as an answer to that, we do see Sivir and we do see Morgana, a perfect pick to deny this Sai Rakan duo.
Yeah, really a good pick and counter pick, because obviously Rakan is really bad into Morgana. The Black Shield completely destroying his engage. Also, Dark Binding is very easy to hit on him. If he uses his Grand Entrance towards you, you can just use your Dark Binding right in front of you. We do see the Karma being locked in. Karma is considered a good counter pick for Morgana in laning phase wise because of the amount of magic damage he brings to, well, destroy the Black Shield and the poke. Obviously, her Q has a lot shorter cooldown than the Black Shield of Morgana, so I actually do like this composition. I do think Lopa and Pedersen, the Sivir Morgana, should be stronger lane-wise and should be way stronger push-wise, obviously because of the Sivir. Also, Gem, we've seen banned sometimes and picked a lot recently. Ooh, that's a power move.
That is definitely a tactical pick from the side of Flames. They know that Eden Fox plays this, and they already have the Sire locked in. They have the good matchup in the bot lane with the Karma into the Morgana, so they have secured a good bot lane matchup, in my opinion, at least. And they also have the Karma, so they lack this sort of peely aspect, like after Sire uses Featherstorm, how is she gonna survive? And there we have it, it's Sicilian. But on the other side, probably one of the main carries from Wicked Gaming, and definitely a guy in my focus. They lock in Kindred for Kebab Box. Can you talk to me a little bit about this player and his way of playing, Andreas, and how do you feel he's going to perform tonight?
Kebab Box has been a beast this entire split. He's been styling on the kids. It looks a bit like watching a Night Blue video where he goes 20-0 because he has been smashing whenever he's been playing. Recently, against Atlanta, he played Arcane pick. We have seen it banned here today. And this is a very hard pick, because if you fail the early game, you're done. That's it. Because it is really hard to get back. Obviously, you aren't that strong until you get your Rast or the Darken. So you do have this kind of late game insurance, but you have to play your early game well. And if you do that, it is a really strong pick. So getting this really strong pick again, Kindred is very strong. Can be shut down in the early game if you're playing something like Alicent, but you have to play it well. And it's a lot of execution. And putting that burden on your man Kebab Box, I think that is a really good choice, because he has been solid this entire split. And he likes to do these aggressive plays, and he likes to be one of the carries of Wicked Gaming.
We do see the Vega as well, and if I'm not mistaken, we will see something like a Jarvan here. Jarvan is known to be very, very good into Sivir. I don't see Flames picking anything other than this Jarvan. They are known, or Young is known to play stuff like Vi as well, but it really falls through into Sivir Morgana and would only really work into Vega. Also, really hard to pick that sort of champion into Kindred, so I do expect a Jarvan here. But the Vega from Roskilde is also very, very scary. That's and we spicy. Do see the Renekton. They played it yesterday, and Nihus knows how to work around this champion, and it is a decent blind pick. Goes very well, and let's be honest, they need some early game, and here we see the Jarvan as well. This is a very strong composition from Flames.
The man, the myth, the prophet, Revo, you're always right. Of course, we do see that Jarvan also mixes very well up with Cillian and Karma. He can basically go 1v9, get Cillian ulted and Karma shielded, and will annoy your enemy team for minutes, it feels like, because of the amount of time it takes to respawn from the Cillian ulti. We do see Kennen being hovered. It is probably going to be locked for Khan or Nice Life in the top lane, so this should be a counter pick for them. They have definitely chosen it themselves, so you have to expect Khan to do well in this lane. It is them picking it up. Also, it is ranged matchup for Kennen against a low range, obviously a melee Renekton, but I do see Renekton can get a solo kill if it slices and dices well into Nice Life, but the amount of return damage that can come from a Kennen, from slicing Maelstrom, and the gold you get from Kleptomancy, well, it should be a really, really good matchup for Nice Life. The thing they do lack on Wicked side, in my opinion, when you do lock a Kennen in, is a clear way to start a fight, a good engage. Sure, Morgana has a bind and Soul Shackles, but Soul Shackles is kind of made for follow-up. We have Kindred, a bit of slow, especially good with the red buff, and then we have Veigar with the baby case, the stun. That's pretty much it. How are you going to get into a fight?
I do see it as a bit of a run of your face and just scream we're coming, because obviously Nice Life can try to look for a flank. He does have the flash to get in with the slicing Maelstrom, but you have the on the hunt on the Sivir and Lopi, and that just kind of screams either Nice Life is looking for a flank, or they're too close to be able to run away, and then they just press the on the hunt button, they all run into a mosh pit, and with the slicing maelstrom they get them together. But I do see two teamfight composition, and the thing that I like about Flames composition more than I do about Wickets is the fact that they have a bit of a tank. Obviously Jarvan can go more towards the damage build, but he has been seen most likely with a Conqueror and then the tanky build to just take as much damage as possible, and that is what I am expecting to see from Young in this fight. And if Copenhagen Flames gets a tiny bit of a lead, I feel like it's going to be super tough for Wicked, because you have no front line. Every time Copenhagen Flames pull the trigger, you lose 1 or 2 members almost instantly because you have no tank. You have the Lambs for Spite, but that only saves a few seconds.
It really saves you for a few seconds, but also I want to put a lot of empathy into like the hard CC and the CC chain we see from the side of Wicked Gaming, because that is interesting. They're really good at these skirmishing compositions where they can sort of take over one side of the map, or maybe even just take over a bush, and then land a Dark Binding from Morgana into an Event Horizon from Veigar, and then into a Slicing Maelstrom or whatever. And if they get engaged upon, I think stuff like the Kennen, Nice Life on this Kennen, and stuff like the Kindred are the defensive tool to keep the game going until they land these crucial CC abilities. So I think it is a very creative way to deal with it. Obviously, we see a lot of the comfort picks. Also, I really see that, as you usually do, Wicked Gaming obviously opted for the red side in this game, and they used the red side to get some good solo lane matchups. They do see the Cillian relatively early and decides to answer with the Veigar, both scaling very well into these later game team fights. But also the Kennen to me is more of a counter pick to Renekton, to deal with him in lane, to sort of get the team through the early game so that Renekton does not really fulfill his purposes. But yeah, it is probably the standout pick for me in this composition as well, because it does not really apply as well to the rest of the composition, but definitely a puzzle piece that is able to fit with a lot of compositions. And I think that is what we're going to see in this draft phase, as well as we are just about 30 seconds away from the spectator delay being over with.
To me, it seems like this top lane matchup is where we're going to get a lot of the action. We have an early game Renekton pick from News. He kind of wants to get some place. He wants to get a gold lead for himself. But then the counter pick comes in. With the Kennen, you have the range advantage. You have the Kleptomancy to just get as much gold as possible. And I feel like if News doesn't get in with a good slice and dive and starts him up and gets a solo kill, this lane could turn out really bad for this Renekton. You want to get a CS lead. You want to be the dominant guy in the lane. But when you're getting CS better because you're in a range disadvantage. You have a big disadvantage in this lane. You need to be able to find creative ways to get on top of Nice Life. And if you can't do that, that is my big problem.
Yeah, that's actually really true, because Nice Life kind of has to win this lane, because it's actually quite hard to lane against Renekton later on, because of one-shot potential Renekton actually brings, especially versus a champ like Kennen. Obviously not tanky at all. It's a he, isn't it? He?
Renekton or Kennen? Kennen is a he. I think it's a little hamster.
I've always said she about Kennen, but okay, he can buy Stone as Hourglass for the bit of survivability, but still the one-shot potential of Renekton is so big later on in the game. Also, that is why the Kindred is so good, the Lance Respite, for the defensibility, alongside with the Morgana stopping the stun from Renekton's W with the Black Shield. So I do see a lot of playmaking potential from both teams, but the main thing we lack from Wicked Gaming is, as we mentioned earlier, the engage. They have no clear engage. They have lots of pick potential, which is of course great, but they have no real way of starting a team fight like a Jarvan, for example, or even a Renekton can do it with a good flank. So that's really what I'm looking for. And if there's something that needs to engage, it's Kennen. Kennen really wants to follow up on a Jarvan ulti, follow up on some big engage Galio ulti, for example. And if you don't have that, well, then you need a flank ward or just a brilliant team fight to explode for you to get the team fight. But we are heading into the first game.
Yeah, we are heading into the first game here. Copenhagen Flames versus Wicked Gaming. Flames is obviously on the blue side with their composition. Let's see if we get any interesting strategies. Obviously, it seems like Wicked is moving as a full force unit to try and do something special. Obviously, you do have a pretty good level 1 with the Dark Binding. You could also take the Baby Cage, the Event Horizon, if you really need that for a bit of more CC to get more time to kill these oppositions. And it seems like Copenhagen Flames, they're just going to check their entrances and make sure they are not getting invaded on. And Wicked, they look like just ready to respond if Copenhagen Flames are
This is something Wicked Gaming has actually done before, because at the moment, invading your enemy red buff just to get some vision, especially on blue side, is quite common. So them standing here completely prevents it, and well, you can get a first blood. We saw against Halo Esport, we could do the same in game 3, and they got a first blood basically in 1 second because an enemy on Halo just walked into Wicked, and well, he died instantaneously. So I actually really like this, but Copenhagen Flames, of course, being the smarter team, they know not just to run in and suicide.
Yeah, and right now we also, and this is quite standard to me, this is not standard, sorry, is what I'm supposed to say. We see the junglers both starting top side, actually valuing these matchups a lot. I think we see Young doing this to give this Saya Karma lane a good start and a decent way of shoving this Sivir a little bit in, because if it's shoved, then his bot lane, Kalhira on this Karma and Gubi on this Saya can actually join the bot scuttle fights and potentially the Kindred Mark fights a lot faster. So it is really important for Sivir and Morgana to shove in this lane, because then they can start fishing for bindings, dark bindings, and also they can start moving up the river. Because when you're on the red side, it's hard to access the river through the direct path if you don't have the shove. So you have to path the long way around, and if you can deny that from the Flames, I think it is very strong. And I do think that's why Young is doing what he does right now. But from both junglers, that's not true. Sorry, from Young, we do see a full clear, whereas Kebabbox is moving straight for the bot side of his map to avoid any vertical jungling.
And if you can get to try and shut this bot lane down, obviously it's both pretty late game scaling bot lanes we're dealing with here. So I kind of expect this bot lane to be one of the biggest factors of the game. If Sivir gets to late game with the 500 CS win condition for her, but if this bot lane for Copenhagen Flames fails, I would say it's almost done in this, because EdenFox here is to just pop this Saya off. He wants to move in, give him movement speed, the chrono shift, to get him another HP bar. You can see he's gone the Glacial Augment to go a little bit more defensive.
Mid lane flash already forced out of EdenFox with first right. Oh, it just goes down. Kebabbox, he's the first block king here in LCD, showing off who's the better jungler, especially on this Kindred. Nice play from this guy. EdenFox didn't expect that at all.
EdenFox wasn't prepared.
He has so much tempo, this guy, on every single champion he plays, it seems, and he is going to not only get the flash, but also get the teleport away from EdenFox. So what Kebabbox have done so well, time and time again, is reganging these summoners when they're down, and I want to see if he can do that. Also because in only 2 levels we will see the chrono shift be available for EdenFox. So if he gets back to the mid lane and get another gank, he can actually make sure that Roskilde can start clearing waves faster, joining him for these mark fights that are inevitably going to be, these skirmishes that are going to be around the Kindred marks in the mid game. And also it's really going to activate himself, because we know a lot of junglers in this tournament, for example Young, tends to give his solo laners these kills when he can do that, but that is not something Kebabbox does. He takes them himself, and he definitely delivers with these kills and makes it worthwhile. So I want to see if he can continue that.
Kebabbox is known for being the bit of a selfish player. That's not necessarily bad at all, because if you take all the kills yourself and you carry and win the game, well, it doesn't matter how you do it as long as you win. So him taking the kill on Kindred, especially on a champion like Kindred, is actually pretty good. And when you have a champion like Veigar mid, well, he doesn't really need any kills. As long as he gets his stacks on his Q, on his passive with the ability power, well, he's fine. He will be the late game insurance of 1000 HP. We can one-shot EdenFox or whoever he chooses to press R on. So Kebabbox getting this kill is actually the best thing that could ever happen for Wicked Gaming.
And one of the good things I see here for Wicked Gaming is if you get to unlock Roskilde in this mid lane, he suddenly can help around.
But look at the dive in top lane. There's nothing Kebabbox can do, or no, Kebabbox Neo can do. He gets killed, but he gets a return kill onto Nice Life. A quite bad dive actually here. Nice Life getting a bit too deep, actually forces his flash out on News, didn't even flash, so this trade might be worth it for News, but most importantly, Kebabbox picked up the second kill and is now sitting on 150 gold shutdown.
Yeah, also a wave crashing on the tower at this exact point Nihus dies. I would almost say that this is actually worth it. I mean, we do see Nice Life expending his flash for it, but he also gets a little bit of a lead. And if you take a look at the scoreboard right now, we do see the first 1,000 gold lead of the final, and it is to Wicked Gaming. Really showing strong in this early game, where they managed to continue this streak, where Kebabbox is stepping out and taking every single lane into his own hands.
Yeah, now Kebabbox, he is really unlocked, and I want to see him unlock Roskilde a little bit more, because if he gets that done, Roskilde can rotate with him, and suddenly you could go on a 4v2 situation in the bottom and shut that down. He's already trying to shut down this top lane. This is what he wants to do, and if Kebabbox continue to go around doing this, and suddenly has Roskilde in the back because he's been camping mid lane, you have a goon squad that just goes around, destroys the 2 lanes that are supposed to be winning, and are supposed to be your late game insurance. These are the guys who are supposed to win. This is your damage. Young is gonna be going tank. I would expect, obviously, Ascon the Electrocutor maybe a little bit more damage, but most of the damage is gonna come from Nihus and Guppy. But if Roskilde gets unlocked so he can go with them, suddenly you can't win your lane if you are in a 4v2 situation 50% of the time.
That's a very good point. And speaking of Roskilde, look, he's moving down towards the Infernal Drake, and it just seems like Wicked Gaming are going to get the first Infernal Drake completely free. Only 7 minutes into the game, there's nothing that Copenhagen Flames really can answer with. So more damage for them, especially onto the Kebabbox. And well, Infernal Drake is probably the perfect Drake for them in this game, because they have, well, incessantly 4 carries. Nice Life, lots of damage. Kebabbox right now the main carry. Roskilde later on this game goes, well, the more damage he will deal, and at the end of the game he can just one-shot a target with his ultimate, basically. And of course Lope, as you mentioned, the 500 CS insurance that you have, so Infernal Drake is perfect for it.
Very is perfect, yeah, and also I want to stress that this was a very confident call from Kebabbox, and he really moves first on so many parameters in this game. Also, we see the pixel bush ward from Copenhagen Flames wasn't like they did see him do this, but as we saw, Young had to back away because it is a 2-0 Kindred, and already at this point, not more than 8 minutes into the game, it feels like everything. And especially the pace of this game is in the hands of Wicked Gaming, and I love to see them play this objective focus, because they really do play as a team, whether they like it themselves or not.
And Kebabbox, I'm getting some flashbacks to yesterday of LEC. I don't know if you watched it. Misfit Gaming, they tested out their new jungler Kiri. He got in on Kendrick, got an early kill, then got another one, and suddenly he was snowballing the game. And if Kebabbox continues in this way he's doing right now,
look at Young, he's in the bot lane. Lopez, he has popped his black shield, but he has a flash out of the Cataclysm. Good return damage coming here from the bind. Ignite going down as well. They don't have to heal quite yet, but so close at Young going down here. That was actually quite well played by Pearson Lope, but most importantly, the flash has been forced by Lope.
Yeah, that is one gank from Young, expending his Cataclysm, not getting anything else than just a flash, also the Ignite for that matter. Whereas we've seen 2 ganks from Kebabbox, where he both ganks, he got a kill. One of them he also took 2 summoners with him. So good to see this showing from Young, because he is definitely right in ganking the bot lane, in my opinion, because this is a lane that is going well for him. If he wants to succeed, he could do it down here. Taking away the flash of a Sivir is really good, also because it enables him to re-gank this Sivir, put down a Cataclysm, and she has like nowhere to go. So I do like the strategy here. He is trying to answer back a little bit, but right now cold hard facts are that Wicked Gaming are ahead by almost 1.5k, and it's only going more and more towards a Wicked Gaming favored early game.
Yeah, obviously it is just a consolation prize here for Copenhagen Flames that they got the 2 summoners out. They would have liked the kill, didn't get it. But as you mentioned, now there's a regank possibility, so now Lope has to play a lot more defensive. If he gets caught out a bit too far, he has no way to get out of a good engage from Copenhagen Flames, and this could potentially make...
That is deep for Kebabbox. Look at the bot lane of Copenhagen Flames. They are moving towards him. He has to get the hell out of here, and it does so. Hopefully no kills going down. Meanwhile, Slicing Maelstrom has been popping top lane Flames. News, he has this flash up. He doesn't quite have to use it. Nice Life just getting some good damage on, but not more than that.
And if you turn a bit back to the bottom lane, as I was talking about, Lope, he now gets forced to play so defensive. And we look at the CS lead, it's already a 10 CS lead for Guppy. And now with Lope being forced to play defensive.
Nice Life going for the kill. Oh, not Nice Life. News going for the kill on Nice Life. The money was have been popped. I do believe he can get the solo kill. Flashes out of the way. Now Roskilde is here. He defends his teammate, and boom! Roskilde kills Flames. Flames, not he kills Flames. He kills Neos for the second time this game. Nicely played by Nice Life. It looked a bit too greedy from him, but of course it was all planned out. Meanwhile, Gubi has been binded by the Dark Binding. Now Show Cycle has been potted as well. Flashes out of Show Cycle. Now Lopa is really low. Doesn't have field, doesn't have flash. Both are out safe and sound so far, but Lopa is so low, he has to be so careful.
Yeah, we did see him also use both summoners here. Really, really nice that Pillarson practically weaved in this Dark Binding and actually found Gubi before he could pop his Featherstorm, so he had to expend both summoners. Also, Pillarson instantly reacting. We know this bot lane, Chalfe and Pillarson, or Lopi and Pillarson, for being this aggressive, and now we see aggression in the mid lane.
Speaking of aggression, here's Roskilde. Oh no, Roskilde is Kebab Box in the mid lane at Roskilde, and it forces the flash out of Eden Fox again. 5 minutes now, where this... Well, immobile champion basically has no way of escaping except resurrecting himself. So Kebab Box is really showing he can keep the tempo in this game. And look, maybe just a regank. He has to be so careful. If he dies here, it would be a disaster for Copenhagen Flames.
He is the main man at the moment. Kebab Box is doing such an insane job, and you saw here, he unlocked Roskilde earlier in the game. He then had the time to come up and save that 1v1 for Wicked Gaming. Had they died, then that could have been huge for News. He could have gotten some free CS, he could have gotten some plates as well. He could have gotten basically a full buffet of gold right in his pocket, but instead, he ended up dying, and now we'll see again in the bot lane.
Flashes up on Young if he wants to.
Yeah, Young just uses Cataclysm. There's no way for Lopi to get out of this situation. He's definitely going to go down. Gubi picks up the kill. Thank you very much. He says Young, and now they push out this lane. Maybe look for some Terry playing, but nice gank here from Young.
This is also the strength of this Javan pick, that you can regank so well on immobile champs like Sivir. This is good for the laning phase. It took a while for Young to actually be activated here, but we do see actually Flames this time starting a neutral objective for the first time. But on the other side of the map, Nihus on this supposedly winning Renekton that they were confident enough to blind pick is forced away from the tower this early in the game, and a couple of plates already taken down. Are they going to be able to get the entire tower is the question.
They do go for the tower dive right here. Kebab still takes so much damage, has to flash out. Now the TP does come in from Roskilde, saves him out, safe and sound. Lamps' Sprite heals him up, but the Bob was so close to killing Kebab Box. That was actually quite bad play by the side of Wicked Gaming, a bit too greedy, and Neos really showing who's boss, taking down 1 versus 2.
But it really seems like it's a battle of two fronts. You know, we see the top side. It looks very Wicked favored at the moment with the CS lead on the jungler and their top laner, and the mid laner having a goal lead thanks to his kill and assist. But the bot lane, they're behind. They're kind of struggling. Now that Lopi got regained thanks to Young coming in 2 times with a Cataclysm, 1 time forcing a flash, and the other getting the kill. That now leads to a 30 CS lead. And Gubi, he's now their main man, and this is the guy you look towards. But at least you have Eden Fox who can speed him up, Chrono Shift, and you have constant shielding from Kathera. So now it's all eyes on Gubi, and hopefully Nihus, he can become more frontline, because the early game has not been what he hoped for. Maybe some split push as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see when Flames are going to group up and siege towers, because what I'm seeing when I'm looking at the Wicked Gaming composition is that we have a Vega, we have a Sivir, 2 champions that can really like just sit in a lane and clear a wave. So how do they prevent this from happening? How do they take out these champions? Because also I do feel like in the narrow areas we also see a lot of CC skill shots from the side of Wicked Gaming. So right now everything is going their way, and Copenhagen Flames are falling further and further behind, currently down by 2k. I want to see how they sort of abuse this composition that they have, because they team fight so strong, but if they don't get to decide the pace of the game, they can't decide where to take the team fights, which is definitely a problem for them.
And I do really like here what Nice Life has done. He's decided, except of going more teamfight oriented build here, he's gone more for shutting down Nihus in the solo lane if they'll get there in the later stages. He's gone the Hextech Gunblade, so instead of the proto build just going in here pushing and going for the team fights, he's now looking more to be able to deal with Nihus and just shut him down as much as possible in lane. And so far, it's done quite well. He's in a 20 CS lead.
He is in a 20 CS lead, but you are completely right. The bot lane of Copenhagen Flames are doing very well. They are ahead by 30 CS and will for sure get a turpling. Never mind, the turpling has fallen, but look, they might just go for the first tower in the bot lane right here. That would definitely take out the gold leads that is at Wicked Gaming. So Nice Life, he really has to focus down on the tower, but Neos, he knows just defend the tower, mate. We got bot, and yeah, there is the first tower, and well, it evens out the gold pretty much. It's only around 600 gold, not that much for lead, only 15 minutes into the game. So Copenhagen Flames will just retaliate with this tower in the bot lane. Now let's see what Copenhagen Flames does when they're back. Usually something Gooby and Kalhyra likes to do is go for the Herald, but the Herald has already been picked up, and yeah, here we see the top chart going down as well. So it's still a lead for Wicked Gaming, but nice played by Copenhagen Flames, knowing that Lopa and Pedersen had to back.
This is gonna be how the entire series turn out, I think, because honestly, these teams are both very, very proactive teams that like to take matter into their own hands. So I do expect to see a lot of back and forth. I do expect to see Wicked Gaming winning most of the early games like they usually do in the games we've seen them play at least. And I also do expect Flames to know how to play this cross map play, to know how to answer if Kebab Box camps either mid or top, well then they go bot lane and try to push something there. But what I'm looking at right now draft-wise is that Wicked Gaming actually have a very, very good answer for this sort of composition.
Look at Gooby, he gets chopped out, but the Dark Binding flashes up. Here comes Kebab Box. He deals so much damage, goes on a killing spree, sprays on to Young. There's nothing he can do. Kebab Box just really showing who's about 150 or actually 300 gold shutdown now. Has finished his first item of the warrior enchantment here and is looking for his first seal item. He's doing so well. Right now they are looking for the mid lane tower. Can they defend it? Kalhyra and Young are here, but look, it's actually going down quite fast. Kebab Box will just get stronger and stronger.
Kebab Box is really the main man here, and obviously we can look at it ourselves, but I would like if the observer could highlight how many marks he has, because this is one of the big breaking points for Kindred. When you hit the 4-mark count, you get a little bit of extra range, and that really empowers you even more, and he is so strong. And full credit to Pedersen, to be honest. He's been insane with these Dark Binding, catching up Gooby left and right, and this is your main damage dealer. You should not be that far forward getting caught out. If you do that, your damage is done, the fight is over. And I don't see a way Flames can win a fight without Gooby.
Yeah, we also came into this draft where it looked like this Karma pick was to make the bot lane a winning matchup. We do see some CS differences, but I don't really see...
Nice Life in way too deep. Flashes out now. Lopa also has to flash out. Flash and heal. Oh, nice Dark Binding again on to Gooby. He's going to go down. Pedersen gets his first kill now. Needs the next target. TB does come in from Roskilde to save his teammates, but look, that actually was a 3 versus 4, and it's still won it because Pedersen keeps landing these crucial Dark Bindings.
Pedersen he has aim hack. I don't know what he's doing. He is hitting every single binding, and it is winning fight after fight for Wicked.
Someone backbanned this guy. He seems to have aimbot on. You're completely right. And now they are looking for the mid lane tower, but I don't believe they can focus down well. Eden Fox here, but look, Gooby just went from being 1-0 to 1-2 in matter of 2 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, Kalhyra, he gets a snipe. Now, Nice Life here. He wants to get the retaliation kill. Now, Kalhyra actually flashes right into Roskilde. Eden Fox dies as well as Kalhyra. Now, here comes the big old crocodile of Neo. She can't really do anything in this 1-2 situation. But can he actually go down? Flashes onto the poor Pedersen, who dies too young. But so far, it should still be worth it because Nice Life does pick up the kill.
Wow, this turned out of pretty much nowhere. We did see Eden Fox walking up a little bit too far, so he still has his ultimate up.
Oh my holy lord, there's so much damage onto this poor Gooby. Sire dies for the 3rd time in a row.
He really struggles to find a place in this game. I really would love to see, this is exactly what Wicked Gaming have to do in this sort of composition, because if they can land a hard CC, they can just keep chaining it until someone dies. And here, if you look at Eden Fox, he was walking back and forth. What do I do with my ultimate? And if ultimately he ends up not using it because he can't really, he's looking in the middle of the lane instead of looking behind him. They attack him from multiple angles. It's so hard to keep track of.
We forgot before we got into the game. Okay, I'm still going to see. I believe Wicked will win this 3-1. But what do you guys think?
Yeah,
we completely forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, that's some analysis. Now you're coming in and they have a 4K goal lead, and Pedersen is hard smurfing. But to be honest, a huge mistake from Eden Fox not using his chrono shift. That could have really turned around the fight, because if Eden Fox had revived himself, he could have helped out News when he came in for the fight, but he wasn't really ready to die off the Hextech Gunblade. And now 2 people just ended up dying, and Goopy, he needs to stop getting hit by
Speaking
Dark
of dying, News might just die right here. 1 vs 2 scenario, and look at Barkbox is so strong. Has a rip off. Pilsen is here as well, and another Dark Binding rooted up, killed up, chopped up by Lopa. Gets his first kill of this game and kills the poor old dying Renekton off a Crocodile. 1-4-1, not really doing anything in this game except dying, it seems like.
And these small kill pickups that Wicked Gaming are doing are what sets these amazing sieges up that we see. Okay, so let me give you the scenario. If we continuously see that Kebabbox is able to find these small picks in the jungle, in the lanes, they can start doing exactly what they do now. They just fish for abilities. We probably see, here comes a cage. In a second we will see a Dark Binding. If one of those hits, they can chain it into a Boomerang blade. They can chain it into some auto attacks from either Lopa or Kebabbox, and they can effectively get a kill from it. So, and then they can take even more objectives. These siege scenarios, because no one can stand near the towers. If the event
Why didn't he chrono shift Eden Fox? He has been hyped out this entire split, but that was just a complete disaster of a play. And why is Eden Fox even bot lane? He's supposed to be the supportive mid laner. What is he doing alone in this bot lane with no one around him?
The reason Flames are losing is continuous mistakes from their ADC and their mid laner. 2 fights in a row, Eden Fox doesn't use his chrono shift. And 3 fights now where Goopy has been caught out and being the reason they lose it. He's been hit by Dark Binding, he's been hit by Baby Cadis, he's been hit by everything that can completely obliterate him. He gets hit by one of those, he's dead. The Featherstorm doesn't matter. He needs to get a QSS quickly, but he's behind in the items now, so everything is going wrong.
1v1 going down in bot lane. Here is both ulti being popped. Nice Life dealing a lot of damage as well as News, but here comes the stun, but here comes Young. He has Cataclysm, but won't use it because he knows Kebabbox is just around the corner. Oh, Kebabbox, can you actually get the kill? Goes on to Young, but he can't really do anything. Here comes News to defending. Lance Sprite is up. I do believe it's going to be opposed. Oh, here comes Redemption. Nice Lance Sprite. He does shield him up, but Young and News can't be killed yet. Here dies News, and here dies Young as well because the Cavalry is here. Roskilde and Pedersen, they're all here except for another Dark Binding into the baby case. Can they kill him? No, they can't. They know Chrono Shift is up, but still, they're doing so much right now.
They are, and also this is a sign for me that the communication from Copenhagen Flames is a bit like they don't share enough information. We saw it from the very beginning of this game. They don't really know where Kebabbox is on the map. They don't really know when players like Roskilde rotates and joins the team fight. And they don't know when to back out. They don't know when to get in. And this is most likely a lack of information given, which also signals to me that Wicked Gaming are playing at a very, very high tempo right now and also looking to secure themselves the second Infernal Drake of the game.
It seems to me that Wicked Gaming, they're just better at rotating. Every time they're the first to arrive. We saw it earlier in the top lane. Nihus, he was about to get a solo kill. Then Roskilde came to the rescue. Here again, it could have actually turned around. I thought this might have been it, but suddenly Roskilde and Pedersen just shows up instantly. And this is the thing that matters, because you need this man advantage quickly. And Roskilde and Pedersen rotating that bit quicker was what won them that fight. And they need Copenhagen Flames to rotate quicker. And I don't understand how they can't be the first to arrive when they have the speed up from Silum, they have the speed up from Kalhira, but still, they're late to the party.
It seems like Wicked Gaming are just better on the rotations, as you said. But speaking of Wicked Gaming, this is our first time ever in the finals of the LCD. They have been beaten twice by Copenhagen Flames in the first semi-finals and once by Hobo Viking, who turned out to be the champions of last split. So if they actually win this, this will also be their first title ever and the 4th time Copenhagen Flames have choked. But here's Kebabbox and the rest of the Goon squad onto Baron. I don't believe Copenhagen Flames even knows it. Here comes the scrying up. Eden Fox, the entire cavalry is on his way, but I do believe Baron will go down. Now here comes the Spooky Ghost. Can they actually get out? Yeah, they can. They get the Baron buffs and gets out, completely safe and sound, nothing to be returned. Meanwhile, nice dive, nice slicing Maelstrom, flashes in onto Kalir. Oh my holy lord! 3-man cataclysm, but it's not followed up by anything. Look at them all. Kebab is here, kills them all. Lopa is the first target. No, not the first target, but the double kill does go over. It's a nice dive. Gooby is the next target. Darkbang not quite hitting, but still, it's a 3-4-0 for the guys on Wicked Gaming. Completely amazing team fight, even though Young, he hit a 3-man cataclysm.
And this is the kind of tempo.
Poor guy.
It doesn't matter that Young got a 3-man cataclysm. That was insane from him. But there was no follow-up. You're too far behind, and now you're gonna lose the game.
This could definitely be it, yeah. And this is the tempo that we see from Wicked Gaming. Look at this also. Nice dive, 6-1 and 4 on this cannon, definitely showing up.
This is insane.
Very big.
I do believe this is the fastest loss Copenhagen Flames has ever seen in LCD. Lamsenbright has been popped, Hills and does go down, but look at the Nexus. First game of the grand finals of the summer split. LCD 2019 goes only 25 minutes and 30 seconds to the guys on Wicked Gaming. That was completely insane.
Very, very clean from the side of them, yeah. And wow, Wicked Gaming showing us that they've done some sort of preparation. They don't want to admit that they scrim.
No scrim team much.
Exactly, but they really work together as a unit, and they are on the same page the entire game. They always start something, and when they take these kind of initiatives, everyone is quick to follow up on these. They are really quick at joining in, and wow, they just look like they are miles ahead of Flames in this tempo. Flames who are really slow-paced but very methodical. This is apparently the way to beat them. What do you think, Andreas?
A worrying sign for Copenhagen Flames for sure. Now you have to reset your mental. It is a best of 5, so everything is still up for grabs. You can still get a 3-1 or even a 3-2 win if you go that far. But now, I really think this is a tough loss. You got such a huge cataclysm, and that must hurt Young, because he did really everything he needed to do in that last fight. But the only guy who did a tiny bit damage to help the follow-up was Eden Fox, but he was too far behind. Guppy couldn't even win it in a 3v2 situation on the other end, and it was simply too little too late, and this is a very worrying sign for Copenhagen Flames.
We were talking about earlier, if Copenhagen Flames are going to win, I mean, Revo, I think we were talking about, then they have to win one of the first game, because Wicked Gaming are known a bit for being like the ego players, the tilting players. So if you lose a game early on in the series, well, you might just tilt off the face of this earth and will lose. That's what we've seen Wicked Gaming do earlier splits in their semifinals. And well, they just won the first game in convincing fashion. They must be feeling so proud and so full of themselves right now. And Copenhagen Flames, well, how do you not tilt from that? How does Young not tilt? It felt like Young was the only player in this game. He did get a lot of good ganks in bot lane, and especially the 3-man cataclysm, yet there was nothing to save him. There was nothing to save his team.
I would say the mental of Guppy and Eden Fox are the biggest question marks this game, because if it's a really big tilt, like getting hit by 3 Dark Bindings in a row, losing 3 fights in a row thanks to that, and then if you're Eden Fox missing 2 Chrono Shifts in a row, not using it in time to save either yourself or Kalhira in the first situation, and that's a really big tilter. So now it's about not mental booming, staying on your top performance level, and getting back in game number 2.
It's also sort of the priorities we see from the solo lanes already from the draft phase, right? We did see Silly and Blind picked away because Eden Fox thinking that them getting it was probably a very big advantage. Didn't end up working so well, and obviously Roskilde has played this champion a lot of times, so he picks another one of his picks, and he definitely shown that he knows every single way of punishing this champion. Also the top lane, they do blind pick the Renekton, thinking that this is the strongest early game champion. At least that's what I think they have in mind when they do stuff like this. And also this really bugs me a little bit, because what was the plan, right? The plan didn't really come into show, and also the cannon was very big in these team fights, and Nice Dive did such a great job at finding these flanks. For example, the very last team fight that we did see actually picked up by almost him alone with this slicing Maelstrom.
I was very impressed by Copenhagen Flames in the early game, or at least at bot lane, because Guppy and Kalhira, they were doing very well, and then when Young came in, they got a few kills, and it was looking like that was the way to win the game, but suddenly Guppy got hit by everything, and that's the tilter.
I do believe this will be it for the first game. We are going to a short 5-minute pause, and then we'll be right back and see if this chatter right here still is correct, or we have to mix it up a bit, because Nice Life and Kebab Box definitely showed in this game who's boss. But stay tuned, guys. Just 5 minutes. We have to get something to eat and obviously catch our good old breath. So stay tuned, guys. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 2 of the Grand Finals of the Summer Split LCD 2019. Holy crap, that is a long word. Obviously, we have seen Copenhagen Flames and Wicked Gaming play the first game, where Wicked Gaming won the first game. Obviously, I'm still Palle, this is the good old Matthias, and we have Revo with us.
Actually, insane kickoff for the finals here. We see Wicked Gaming coming out swinging, really tasting the blood in this one. It's going to be an amazing game too. I'm so excited to see what Copenhagen Flames will do to retaliate themselves after this. Gotta say, a rough loss, a hard loss for them coming into this one.
Definitely expecting a little bit more of a closer game, right, where we didn't see every single position from Wicked Gaming play a much more fast-paced and much more objective-oriented playstyle, which we definitely saw in Game 1. We saw a lot of tempo, not only onto these camps, not only with these early games, but also onto stuff like the first Infernal Drake, for example. Kebab Box being 2-0, jumping right in, taking it, moving out. We saw the Baron almost at the spawn, taken right away. So it just seems to me that Copenhagen Flames are letting a lot of these objectives up. Could be for multiple reasons. Maybe because they didn't establish the vision to fight these kind of things. Maybe because they didn't hit their power spikes, so they weren't prepared to fight for them. All of these things. Maybe they just take too long making these sort of decisions. They take too long having the conversation. They're like, can we fight this? Maybe if I get this minion wave and I back, and before they even know, objective is taken. And I really want to see them wake up sort of for this game too, because I definitely think they have a chance of taking their first, I think, in at least for almost a year, the first victory against this team.
Yeah, we need to see them bring the flames, right? We need to see
Exactly.
Copenhagen Flames get back into this, get back into its swing and hit the ground running in this game too. I myself am very sure that Copenhagen Flames, with the more consistent playstyle that they have, can come out methodically and shut down this a little more unorthodox Wicked squad down. So we will see here in Champs Select as we load in whether Copenhagen Flames can draft what it takes to shut down this Wicked Gaming squad, which we must credit where credit is due, came out better in Game 1.
It came out way better. And look, Copenhagen Flames, they did choose the red side for the second game. So obviously, red side seems to have the highest priority, because obviously, Wicked Gaming also chose red side in the first game. And in the semifinals where Wicked Gaming played, only red side actually won a game, I do believe. So it really showcases how strong red side is in the drafting phase. But let's see if we can actually see Copenhagen Flames outdraft Wicked Gaming. So far, Draven and Morgana have been banned by Copenhagen Flames, and we do see Yumi and Aurelia banned by Wicked Gaming. Obviously, the good old Draven.
Yeah. You gotta just remove Draven for low P so he can't pop off on that champion. And Pedersen, as we spoke about in the warm-up, with his very offensive playstyle, Morgana can be really punishing with the 2 or 2.25 second root. She has
it is 2 seconds. 2 seconds from from rank 1, scaling up to 3 seconds at rank 5. So 3 whole seconds. That's an entire team fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. And I also understand why they took it away, because wow, they really had to do that in this sort of situation. Also, I want to quickly elaborate before we see a lot of the picks logged in on this red side strategy that we are seeing, because as we saw last game, these solo lane matchups meant so much. We did see that Copenhagen Flames sort of forced themselves into blind pick 2 lanes. Normally you only have to blind pick 1, but they blind picked a lane with the Cillian pick was a blind pick. Wicked Gaming knew this was going mid. Secondly, they blind picked Renekton. You normally pick the red side now, which is also why I think they opt for it, to get the strength of the counter pick in at least one of those lanes, because if you have a solo lane going for you, that's a lot and very helpful for the junglers, and that can help Young facilitate this team a lot better. But we did see the Aatrox as the first pick, and the Ezreal that we also saw yesterday over to Kubi.
Yeah, I mean, seeing Ezreal being picked up is a really strong first pick on the side of Copenhagen Flames, because it is really hard to shut down and punish in lane. And as we spoke about in the warm-up, it is also a very safe pick and a very a good scaling pick into the mid to late game. So Ezreal will definitely have an edge in the lane of just being able to farm and deny low P from picking this up. But we see the Kane coming out from Kebab Box.
This is spicy for sure. Neo's picking up the Renekton for top lane, but most importantly, Kebab Box picking his famous Kane. When he was on Hillerød Esport last split playing against Singularity, I do believe he went like something like 23 and 4.
Oh, the Vayne
also the Vayne.
And I expect here actually to see Annalise, because I really think that is one of the right picks for them to make in this scenario. If they want to contest this Aatrox Kane duo in the top side, we did see last time he played Kane, Kebab Box, they had to go top, but actually opting for maybe the set blind pick, which is smart on the red side, because now they can ban counters, but also they do already show...
They lock it in.
They lock it in, and they do already show that these two are our lanes, and you can't really argue who's going where, right? It has to be the Renekton on top, and it has to be the set mid lane.
But as you said, it might show the Elise pick coming in, because having an AD top laner, having an AD mid laner, and not playing a mage, or sort of a mage, but playing an AD based bot lane also will require you to pick something of an AP playstyle in the jungle. So I think we're gonna see something damage heavy, because just picking Amumu and playing him tank wouldn't work out with.
We do see the Ezreal though that is known to go stuff like Luden's
and they ban the Elise.
But the Elise, yeah, because we see Copenhagen Flames a quick high five. They're
Nice
always nice to be right, and we could see something like the Talia, something he does not play as much, or we could actually see them aim for a support here on the side of Wicked Gaming. They could ban a safe support like the Thresh or something. They go for the Sejuani, okay.
But doing this from Copenhagen Flames really completely throws out the counter pick potential that red side has, and red side is known for, especially with the last pick, where you can basically like choose a winning lane if you want to. So I can't really see why they're doing this. You can just wait for the set, because set is really like a matchup dependent champion. We do see Gragas, but here we're talking about the Italian. We do see it locked in. We have seen this bit being played earlier today, where Steve or Steven, whatever you will call him, actually played in.
Yeah, Nightfly.
That's Nightfly.
That is Nightfly.
Okay, we weren't told.
A few hours late on that one, maybe, but
okay. we told him Steve. We call him Steve the entire night, so or the entire afternoon.
Did he get a vacation on his main account?
His main account did get a cute vacation, I guess. So
a small vacation. Yeah. All right.
But we do see Nossos being picked up as well. And Lissandra is being hovered. And Roskilde played this in the semifinals.
Yeah, he played it. I think it was into set, wasn't it?
It was into Pyke.
Pyke, that's right. Pyke, exactly. He plays this into Assassins, and he actually knows how to play this champion and knows how to be relevant at this champion. We also saw him roam a lot.
Galio.
So we do see the Galio hover, a very, very... what do you call that? A signature pick, I think, over to Kalhira. He's been playing it a lot. Could opt for the Alistar here. I think the Alistar would be also quite good. The good thing about Galio is now the all-in potential is good, and Galio, and it also provides additional setup for this Talia, because Talia is a really, really heavy damage AP champion that really thrives with the setup in lanes. We do have the Cull, the Reek, or whatever Renekton's stun is called, and we do have, of course, the idol of whatever. Duran. That is it, from Galio.
Idol of whatever I'm going to call it for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Duran. Let's call it Duran then. I think it's true as well. But this setup with the Talia actually shines to me, because this is really, really good. But that also means that we are very likely to see a red Kane, Rast Kane in this game, which of course also applies very well to not only the Nautilus CC but also the CC from Aatrox and the Frozen Tomb and so on and so forth from the Lissandra.
But I mean, a bit of a messy draft for Copenhagen Flames, right? Because I think they, as you said, would opt for the Elise if presented with the opportunity, and if that was banned, they would opt into the Sejuani, which we have seen Young play before. So I mean, looking at this draft, I think it was kind of forced, the Talia pick, and really well drafted, if you say so, from the Wicked Gaming squad, forcing Young on this Talia, which I don't think he's necessarily really comfortable on. So it will be kind of a dominant on paper dominant showing for Kebab Box over on the Kane.
Yeah, but guys, we are heading into the game. We do have the 3-minute spectator delay. So, guys, take me through the win conditions of each team. And Reva, I guess you can start. Choose whatever team you want.
Well, let's have a look at Flames lineup now that I talked a lot about this. Also, opening up for that one. So, what I see them do this time around that I would like to compliment them for is that they pick a lot more early game oriented draft. They can fight a lot of these neutral objectives. At level 6, they are super strong. They have to fight a lot around the level 6 mark, where they get the death mark, where they get the dominance from Renekton. So they really, really want to fight around these power spikes. Also, something like Hero's Entrance from Galio, right? They start to thrive. Should this not work for them, they can still look for a later game sieging scenario where they could use stuff like Arcane... not Arcane Shift. I'm looking for Mystic Shots, of course, from the Ezreal, and also some of the Seismic Shots from Talia.
Yeah,
that's it. So
that's
the
curse of not being a play-by-play caster.
It is right. It is. I have to look through the library in here a little bit more. But yeah, let's give it up for Matthias then for the. The Wicked Gaming
The Wicked Gaming squad has actually multiple winning conditions. One of them not being Lysandra because she's kind of a CC bot right now. Drafting, a secure champion. Good laning phase. After her nerfs, she's not such a dominant lane factor. She's more of a like scaling pick, which doesn't necessarily need to win lane. Aatrox is definitely a dominant lane champion. Very hard to CS against if you are behind or if you are a weaker early game pick. That's not the case here for Nihus. Kayn being a little bit weaker in the levels 1 through 6, so I think we're gonna expect Kayn to maybe go for a little more ganky playstyle, getting his red Kayn stacked up. So I think we might see him gank top, get this Aatrox ahead, which should be able to get this lead in lane that he so desperately needs to transcend well into the late game.
Yeah, and that would fit Kebab Box perfectly because we saw last game he just loves to gank. He doesn't really care about farming, or he does because he's so good. He knows when to gank and he knows when to farm, and for somehow he manages to out farm and out jungle pretty much every single jungler we've seen here in LCD Summer Split. So really props to this guy, and something we might have forgotten in this entire playoff is actually give a shout out to our sponsors of Hungry, of Philip Schio, and of course for Eodset for bringing this dream come true for us. We can come here to Vejle. We live in all parts of Denmark, so thank you to our good sponsors of this game. And we are
amazing.
Amazing. And we are heading into game 2. We are currently in the loading screen, and guys, who do you think will win this game?
Let's start with you.
Okay, I can set the mood here if you want me to. I really like the tempo coming out of Wicked Gaming. I do hope to see a little bit of a longer longer game, but I also do see them pick this one up. Mainly because they had a lot of freedom in this one. They picked the Aatrox that we know is a strong pick from Nice Life. He is relatively what do you call that? Independent on this champion, and can grow strong in the solo matchup throughout the 1v1 phase. And we do see the Kayn over to Kebab Box. So I do think these are two main
one
factors.
thing very worth noticing here is Kayn opting for the Dark Harvest, which means that he most likely will opt into the blue Kayn here. Very interesting to see that. But it might make sense in the fact that there aren't really any real tanks on the side of Copenhagen Flames.
And you have enough defensibility on the side of your own team. You have Aatrox. If he does get a kill with World Ender Pop, well, he just resurrect. Lysandra, as you said, is a CC, but the Securance that set can't really one-shot anyone. And then you have, I was about to say Holmnetter, you have Pedersen on the Nautilus, also a tanky champion, and Lopa playing Vayne, which can pretty much defend itself in later team fights. So really I guess it would make very good sense, especially against Talia. Easy one-shot potential.
Yeah. Once again, I called it wrong. I remember last time where I tried to call which way the Kayn was going. I was wrong also. So that's an 0-0 for me. But I think would it be an LCD final if we didn't have the classic pause?
No, it wouldn't. And
of course it wouldn't.
I believe next game we're also going to see a good old play solo. It wouldn't be an LCD playoff without a good old play solo, especially when we are seeing Wicked Gaming play. They are actually known for always whipping out the Annie in the Champions League. But let's see if we can hopefully soon get into the game. Yeah, there we go, guys. We are heading into the second game of the grand finals. And currently, Wicked Gaming are ahead by 1 point or 1 game. But Copenhagen Flames, of course, not want to. Of course, they want to break the curse. I was about to say they have lost the last 3 playoffs. Finals coming in actually as the first place each time. This time around it is actually Wicked Gaming coming in as the first place, so a bit of a difference here. So you can't quite say that they are choking, because Wicked Gaming should be the favorites here coming in as the first place. But still, it's so important. Can Flames actually get their first title in Denmark ever?
Yeah, I mean, someone have to say, let's hope that Copenhagen Flames doesn't turn into Copenhagen Flames. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Game 2. It's going to be so interesting to see what Copenhagen Flames will put out of their hat in order to take this victory home. What are your predictions? Type them in the chat. Hashtag WG win or CPF win in the chat, guys. Let's see who wins this.
Yeah, and we see a jungle start very untraditional, actually. Kebabbox starting on the Wolves mainly. That means that he does not need a pull at all. He does this to transition into the bot side jungle and probably confuse his pathing a little bit for the enemy team. I do want to stress a little bit that we do see not only 1 cleanse but 2 cleanses on the map from Lopa on Wicked Gaming, probably towards the Galio idol of Durant that we talked so much about, so it can't get chained into something like a seismic shovel from Talia.
Yeah, I mean the CC chains on the Copenhagen Flames squad is super strong. I mean, if Galio can land this full combo, Israel can land all of his skill shots, and definitely, most definitely, Talia can come in with the seismic shove and really deal the damages needed to win this 1v1. But we see an early skirmish here coming in.
But look, Eden Fox actually went for the cleanse this game, so he doesn't really have that big of a kill pressure in the lane. You kind of need the ignite for Zed to really excel, so that also tells us that he really respects Roskilde and respects the amount of CC that Lisandro can bring. And obviously, you said earlier, Lisandro's not the oppressive, obnoxious champion that he used to be. He's not that big of a lane bully, but he is a secure champion which can pretty much survive the laning phase and make sure Zed can't kill anyone.
Look at where we are seeing the 2 junglers currently.
You are completely right. This is a bit too interesting for me. I'm getting a bit nervous, but look, the
a lot of pings coming down here on the minimap.
Oh, look at Gubi and look at Kalhira. They are moving up. Oh, can they actually get him? Is the question. Eden Fox? No, they can't quite. Roskilde said to defend his teammate. That was kind of greedy by Kebabbox, especially what he been known for. But he did steal the blue buff of Young. That is a disaster for him. AP jungler losing the blue buff in the early game. Well, that's just completely disastrous.
Yeah, we can already see him now below 20% of mana and without a blue buff. The blue buff isn't necessarily what Kayn needs in the jungle, but taking it away, it is not so much about what he gets, it's more about what Young won't get.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And we see Talia with not the best early game clear in the current meta, really needs this mana in order to clear fast, and especially against Kayn, one of the fastest early clearers in the game, will really have some catch-up work to do here if he's gonna even be able to contest Kebabbox in any ganks or anything like that.
Also keep in mind, Copenhagen Flames did pull and leash for Young, but on the other side, what's his name again? Kebabbox, sorry. I'm getting a little bit baffled by looking at the game at the same time, multitasking, you know. He didn't get a pull at all, and he actually completely single-handedly gained this farm lead that we just saw, and actually also alone made the decision to go in and showing us that he is confident as always.
Speaking of the devil, here he is in top lane. Leos has his flash up, but he won't even use it, and his first blood going on to Nice Life. The early game brawler gets his first kill of this game.
Yeah, and as we spoke about in Champ Select, Kebabbox will need to go top in order to get this Aatrox going. With all the CC Aatrox brings, he has 3 knock-ups in a single ability and a drawback coming from his W.
Such a balanced champion.
Such a balanced champion, by the way. Kayn won't really need any sort of CC, which he doesn't have early game, in order to secure these kills. He has the raw damage. He can trespass walls so well, and with the massive amount of CC that Nice Life brings with this Aatrox champion, it'll be such easy setups, such easy kills for this Kayn and this Aatrox to really snowball out of control. Plus, Renekton is a melee champion, so if he opts in for the red Kayn, he can get it really fast from just repeatedly ganking topside.
Also, it really interests me a lot because that is intelligent by Kebabbox. Actually, by taking the keystone of course, Dark Harvest, he shows us that he wants to get this blue Kayn and shows the enemy team this as well.
Flash onto Eden. Fox still has cleanse and flash up as well. He does pop his final death. What the hell is the ultimate of set called? Deathmark. That was final death.
Close.
Yeah, close enough, but he popped and doesn't even have to flash out of this sticky situation. Meanwhile, Roskilde both expended his flash and his ultimate.
Yeah, we saw here Set really using the Deathmark 0.1 second before Lissandra flashed in and tried to lock him down in place. So a really nice dodge, one might say, from Eden Fox coming out of this situation.
Look at the dive in top lane. News has popped his stun. Now Young is actually on the tower. He does go down, but as well does Young 1-for-1 for nice life. So actually a fine trade for him. But most importantly, News should be able to get at least 2 turret planes in the top lane.
Yeah, and also this brings Kayn the ability to solo the Drake, as we're currently seeing. If you look at the minimap, Kayn has already started off the Drake. Dying as a jungler early game really exposes your side of the jungle and the map for potential dragons, and we see her picking up an early Drake for such a damage-heavy Wicked squad can be crucial for them in order to secure the second victory of the series.
And we've seen so many Infernal Drakes throughout this entire playoff stage, and people are hungry for these, but Young was... again, he was a little bit of the intelligent one here, ganking the top lane with the Infernal Drake being up. No one, especially not Nice Life, expected him to be top, and he actually comes up, punishes Nice Life a little bit. Nice Life does get the kill in return, but also expends the flash, has no TP. So as you talked about, Nihus was able to get a couple of plates and also push the wave in, make sure that he got a little bit more of a CS lead on this Renekton. Currently, I do think Nihus is quite strong.
Return gank in top lane. Nihus is ready with his flash. Flash is on him. Stun does land. Seismic Shove is not ready, but it boom. There it goes. Nihus get the kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, final death.
Flash.
No, there's no recall. Deathmark has been popped and no flash. Kebabbox get the second kill. Or not the third kill it's called for a weird game in this game. Nice play with this man, but Young, he sure knows how to expose topside.
This is really just a brawl of the junglers. We see here first Young with a perfect prediction of the Seismic Shove in the top lane, and then the observers immediately swap to mid lane where Kebabbox is in, punishing this set, punishing this kind of immobile champion once he loses his W, and killing him straight off the bat.
Yesterday, we also did see Copenhagen Flames win all 3 games on red side. They are definitely giving us a little bit more of an even game here while still being behind. Not on gold, but on kills and on the Infernal Drake, obviously. I do think the Umbral Trespass here was used very smartly so that Eden Fox couldn't get any damage off onto Kebabbox. Kebabbox knows his limits on this champion, and he currently holds a lot of gold lead onto his counterpart. And also I want to stress his farm numbers are ridiculously high for a jungler at the moment.
Yeah, actually 70 farm. That's a lot of camps, more camps cleared compared to the 50 CS Talia on the other side. What does that translate to? 5-6 camps that he has cleared more.
Yes.
That's a whole jungle that Kebabbox has cleared more than Flames Young. So really a big jungle difference coming in here in the early game. Of course, Talia having a bit of a rough time after getting the blue buff stolen, and Flames not being able to punish it properly. But we do see here, though, a bit of a CS difference also in the bot lane. For Gooby, really dominant on this Ezreal, really able to farm.
Here comes Death Charge. Galio is here, but he can't defend his team. And Dressline hits, nicely played by Pearson. Now Kalir's next time has to flash out. Lopez just in his spot, but he won't get the kill. But still, 1 kill for the guys on Wii Game in the bot side. And Pearson, he sure knows how to press that R button.
Yeah, insane to see how much damage this Kayn has. You see the jungle warrior enhancement completed. Two long swords also completed, which means that we most likely will see a blue Kayn coming out from Kebabbox. But already before he has his form even, did you see that damage onto Ezreal? He got 1 shot before Pedersen followed up with the dredge line, sealing the deal.
Yeah, that was insane. But you guys were speaking of, we hope that we're going to get some later or longer games. Which one of these teams has the better late game?
Well, I was actually about to talk about this, because when you have such a prominent jungler as Kebabbox, it allows your laners to play more scaling champions. It allows, for example, Lopa to play stuff like the Vayne. It allows Roskilde to play this teamfight facilitator in Lissandra. It allows the Aatrox to go through, obviously, as well. Because right now, if all lanes go even, you would definitely say, well, that is in the favor of Wicked Gaming. Why is it that? Because they have Kebabbox doing most of the work and definitely being the better jungler in this series up until now. I don't think you can argue that in any parameter. Definitely Young doing very well and also a very, very good jungler, but his playstyle is sort of countered by the way and the aggression that we're seeing coming out from Kebabbox.
Look at Kebabbox, he is in the Rift Tail, but look, Young is just around the corner, as is News, as is Eden Fox. This will be a sticky fight, it seems like. Roskilde is getting his ass out of here, but Kebabbox is on the wrong side of the wall. He's not in his own jungle. News is getting chased down by Nice Life. Walden has been popped, else has the ulti from News. Both are quite low. Here comes Kebabbox, he has his ulti ready, but here comes Eden Fox, get the first kill. Nice Life is down. Now Kebabbox is the next target on the chest press, dodges the damage. Eden Fox will most surely die. Never mind, he won't. He gets double kill onto Kebabbox. That was really nicely played by this guy. He's known for this set and he excels on this set.
Amazing taunt coming in for Kalira, stopping the Kayn double proc as it's traveling. You see Kayn only getting the first initial dash off his Q, Reaping Slash, I think it's called, off before the taunt kicks in from Kalira, stopping the Reaper round.
Oh, mid lane. Here comes the ultimate from Roskilde. I do believe he can kill Young because he just flashed. Oh, Roskilde gets a solo kill onto him. And the Rift Tail is kind of wasted, I guess. It does nothing except get a few cherry plays, but don't even believe Young got the goal from it, or did he?
Oh, I think he did, yeah.
Okay,
he was definitely in range. But I also want to stress this could actually turn the situation into something positive for the side of Wicked Gaming, because Kalira decided to leave the bot lane in order to get this Rift Herald skirmish to go in their favor. Had he not done that, they wouldn't have won it, so a good decision by him. But at the same time, Gooby and the wave itself, the wave management in the bot lane was very poor, which allowed Wicked Gaming to pull off a few platings onto this Vayne. And also, Vayne also already has a kill and is looking very, very strong towards this late game stage. Already finished the Blade of the Ruined King and also have the cleanse and the battle summoner, whereas Israel has the TP. So I really enjoy seeing how Wicked Gaming are playing the map and how much pressure they are drawing each and every one of them.
Yeah, and also we see that Gooby has lost his CS lead.
Pop from Neos in top lane as a world ender, but here is Kebabbox ready with his ulti. Oh, never mind, he's actually not up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Eden Fox does take tower aggro with his... Can he actually get the solo kill? Jonas August, nice, but the Shuriken should be up, and Eden Fox gets his killing spree kill in the mid-mill. Meanwhile, Hexed Flash has been popped. Now, Kalira is the next target, not quite the one-to-one, but can he kill him? I do believe he can. Look at Lopa, so much damage, and I got Ignite does go down, and Gooby wants to get a return kill if he can. Meanwhile, in the top lane, nice! Knock up by Kebabbox, completely annihilates Young. Now, Neos is the next target, but Kebabbox is too low. And that's actually
what is the first tower? Oh, first tower just barely going over to the side of Copenhagen Flames and Eden Fox on this set. Definitely been doing a lot. Also, no wave on the top side, so not even sure they will get the tower onto Nihus. Looks like they won't actually, but we do see already now that Kebabbox has opted for the red cane and also got the knock-up through. So this Dark Harvest might have just been a little bit of a teaser, but also deals very, very, very huge amount of damage already.
This is really confusing me. I mean, I can see the Dark Harvest thing, but also opting for the Serrated Dirk and the Caulfield's Warhammer on the side of a red cane is so weird.
Here comes Scaly, wants to defend his teammate, but he can't. Shot down by Roskilde. Nice kill onto him. He didn't even have his death mark up, so he couldn't...
he couldn't dodge it even if he wanted to. He couldn't dodge it,
that was my word. But look, he didn't even have cleanse up, so just a completely free kill for the guys on Wicked Game, and now they are looking at the mid lane tier 1 turret.
But to all you solo queue players out there, This final is
looking right box, he's going so low. Bubble Trespad has been used on Gal here, but he wants to get his ass out of here as soon as possible. Oh my lord! This guy is amazing! Flashes out of the tower, and now Young might just be the next target. He goes so long, as does Kebab Box for Nook. Now, here's News. He wants to avenge his teammate. Can he actually do it? I don't believe he can, so he's too far away. Flash is up. He will definitely flash over the wall. Slices and dices onto Kebab Box. Shot him down like the pig he is.
I was just about to say to all you solo queue players out there, it is somehow definitely possible to go Assassin Cane build on a Red Cane. You see the Dark Harvest, you see the Serrated Dirk, you see the Dusk Blade coming through on a Red Cane. That is so unorthodox, but you just see it working with all this damage. Look at this W right here, just removing Kalira from the game. Just so much damage coming out from this Cane, already progressing so far in his build that I don't even think Flames can 2v1 him even if they want to.
He is significantly stronger than any other champion on the map currently. Also, I think the only champion that will be stronger in a 1v1 scenario for the rest of this game is, if this game goes late enough, the Vayne that we all obviously know like one of the strongest 1v1 champions in the entire game.
Yeah.
So very, very nice to see.
2-0 Vayne.
A 2-0 Vayne through the laning phase is definitely a Vayne that has been getting a lot of
killing each other. Here's Young on the top side. Nice Life has popped his touch, but he can't really defend himself. And Neos gets his killing spree kill. 3, 1 and 3. Here's Kal here. Here's Scooby, but look, Babo's just around the corner. Has Umbral Trespad ready just about a second. Nice knock up onto him, and he gets hooked in by the dredge line. Now Kal here's the next target. Umbral Trespad onto Young. He deals so much damage. Triple man knock up. He gets a triple kill. He gets for sure the quadra kill. This man is completely insane. Quadra kill for Kebab Box.
This is the finals. This is as hard as it gets in this league. And this man, 7, 2, and 3 in the second game. First game, really, really talented. This guy, this player, it's his second split in this tournament. Last split, he did have some ups, but this split, he's grown from a boy into a man on this lineup, and he definitely delivers tonight.
I'm a Kayn player. I've played a lot of games on Kayn, but I'm learning right now. I'm really, really, really learning a lot. This is Kayn perfection, if you've ever seen anything like it. He's hitting every single knockup. You see in that team fight, the last 3 members alive from Copenhagen Games got knocked up by a single W from the side of Kebab Box.
Here comes Eden Fox. I do believe this is a quite useless engage by him. Why did he even go for it?
This is showing me
desperation.
Yeah, exactly, desperation and a lack of creativity in the lineup of Copenhagen Flames, because they drafted to win around this stage of the game, but they are losing and losing more and more. And if they lose this game, we know that Wicked Gaming will have at least at max 3
Flash engage onto Young. Here comes Galio though to defend his teammate. Oh no. Roskill actually gets turned up, killed up, chopped up by Kaleo. Now Nice Left in the next time. Shot Barras kills him down. 2 kills for Copenhagen Flames.
I was just about to say that they really need to show some nerve, show some initiative if they want to win, because otherwise they're giving over 3 whole match points to the side of Wicked Gaming. But here we see some decisiveness, and damn, I love to see when that is paid back from the side of Copenhagen Flames as well, because that is how we get these close games.
Yeah, and exactly. Also looking at the lineup with Nihus and Eden Fox on set and Renekton, not exactly the peel back team fight kind of composition that they have. So if they would have continued down this path of playing passively, playing this reactive gameplay, they would have lost eventually. So I think what we should expect to see from Copenhagen Flames now, if they want to win this game, is a bit more of a progressive playstyle, a bit more of an offensive playstyle, going in, dictating the play, the pace of the game, rather say, and really getting in there, show some teeth, and show Wicked Gaming that they will not go quietly into this Dark Knight.
But this is also what you talked about with the draft coming into the game, that Copenhagen Flames has a little bit of a scattered win condition, because you're telling me it's not a peeled back composition. I do see some elements that actually is. We see the Talia and we see the Ezreal, but on the other hand, I understand, because stuff like Renekton, stuff like the set wants to either skirmish or go in all in these team fights, pick out key targets, soak a lot of damage, heal it back up on Renekton, right? And so do Galio.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this shows me that they've had success with these picks, but under circumstances, and Yeah, it really it's showing in these team fights how hard it is to actually play decisive, because half of your team wants to do one thing and half of your team wants to do another. So that is why we see such shaken up things happen. But now we do have the Baron on the map, and I'm really looking forward to see how the Vision game is played out and how long this dance is going to take before someone pulls the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, Kebab Box on this, Kane, I think we're talking, we're maybe talking Copenhagen Flames a little bit more up than we might need to. Kebab Box still being incredibly fit. 7-2 on this, Kane. With 2.5 items completed, he will be almost unstoppable. He almost has completed his Black Cleaver now. He has his Ninja Tabis, and what's the last item? That is the Duskblade of Drakthar. So much damage coming in, and we're seeing it right here.
Top lane. Nice ulti from Eden Fox. Dodges a death charge, but it won't do a single thing. And here comes the TP from News right into his own grave, it seems like. Oh no, he actually turns around onto Kebab Box. Hell's Omnipresor press ready, but nice true shot barrage. And look at News, he's just completely annihilating Nice Life. No, here comes the flashing gates, but it's way too
Baron
greedy.
is on the map.
Gets shot down by Young. Lopez here gets taunted up, gets chopped out by Kalia, and now Gubi's in
Baron.
his ass. It seems like this might just be Baron. He's so low. We was wall. Kid Young. Oh, what the fudge was that? I don't even know. Shot down
the last
by
one out.
Kalhira, and this will for sure spell Baron for Copenhagen Flames.
Such a messy team fight, but in the end we see Copenhagen Flames coming out on top. Maybe Kebab Box was a little bit more trigger happy than he had needed to, going in a bit too early.
TP is ready from Nice Life. Here it does come. Roskilde. Ooh, he just about gets out.
Teleport has come in.
Up, and this will mean actually Copenhagen Flames have to get their asses off this Baron. They can't get it. Nice TP from Nice Life saves this game.
Saves actually the game for Wicked Gaming. I believe that if Copenhagen Flames would have picked this Baron up clean with on all 5 members, they could set up a really strong 1-3-1 composition, with Renekton being extremely dominant in the 1v1.
And while looking at this replay, keep an eye out for the gold that is currently on. Wicked Gaming are ahead by 300 gold, but look at the stats when we get back. Wicked Gaming lost a lot of this gold lead due to actually the entire gold lead, and Copenhagen Flames took over due to these shutdowns alone. Look, we have like a 2k gold lead on the back of this team fight. This is actually a gold swing of around 3,000 gold. So even though they didn't get the Baron, they definitely got back into the game, and I think a player like Gubi definitely got into the game from a fight like that.
But I mean, also looking at the Kane build, the Duskblade of Drakthar, we saw it in the early game really dishing out the damages, but we saw him also in this team fight. When he flashed in, he got blown up almost instantly, and that is the weakness if you don't go for the traditional Black Cleaver, Warrior Enhancement, and maybe the Spirit Visage. You lose a lot of this tankiness that Kane really brings to this composition, but trace it in for some damage. But when you do flash in, you get blown up.
Nice Life might just get his 7th death of this game. Never mind. Eden Fox accelerating gates upon. Has TA ready, but here comes Death Charge onto Gubi. Arcane Shift out, but look, Kebab Box is just around the corner. He wants to pop this Eden Fox Guardian's Angel. Oh, flash, Death Charge onto Gubi. Gets shot down by Kebab Box. Beautifully played by Pedersen.
He also, like, this is why he played the Ezreal, so he can just Arcane Shift out. But something like the Depth Charge from Pedersen actually allows him to continue the chase. And here we see
another Dredge line onto News. Nice knockback by Young, but News still goes down, as does Pedersen. But now Kalhir and Young are the next targets. Look at Kebab Box. He's way too strong. Baron should definitely be on the menu for the guys on Wicked Gaming. This lineup is completely insane.
Yeah, and we do see him, like Kebab Box, winning on all parameters of the game, but the junglers are even level, both of them level 13, which means there is still a chance of a steal here, should they not decide to go for Young and try to find him here. We see the Infernal Chains landing, and they actually back away. Very smart from them. They don't want to take this 50-50, even though they have the control of the Baron area itself. It's still very risky, and they do respect that. Also, I want to stress, Vayne scales very well. A champion like Kane, potentially the best scaling jungler we have on the board right now, at least in these 2 guys' champion pool. So why not just chill? Why not wait and actually secure this Baron the right way? We also do see a lot of control wards coming into the inventories of these guys just backing.
But I mean, if I were Wicked Gaming, I wouldn't chill too much, because Ezreal really being a dominant late game AD carry with with this support of Galio really being strong in peeling and damaging late game.
Look, Eden Fox, he wants to get in here, and Infernal Chains has been hit by Nice Life. He goes into the Dragon Pit, but he's way too deep. He gets killed, chopped up by Kebab Box, and now Ocean Drake will go over to Kebab Box and his teammates. Baron is being pinged right now by both teams. Let's see how the next fight actually unfolds.
I mean, Eden Fox had such a hard time, for the last couple of minutes, trying to get into this game. How does he play the fights? What is this set pick supposed to do? He was 3-1. Now he's not 3-1. He's 3-4. He really slows down the progression for him in this game. And what is his role? Who does he take out? We don't really see him having a chance to get to Lopa, and then he tries for stuff like
depth charge. And look, News is rooted up, stunned up, killed up by Lopa. Now calculates the next target, gets knocked into his enemy, shot down by Roskilde. This is insane from Vigor. They know just exactly how to bait the enemy team. Young is still up. That means his Smite fight is still alive, but he doesn't have flash. Nice Life is quite low. Gooby, he has to be careful. Claw doesn't quite land. Lopa has to be also a bit careful, but here comes Kebab from inside. Opal Trashman has been popped. He's in the enemy team, and he still excels. He deals so much damage. Here comes the death mark. He doesn't even kill Kebab Box. Lopa's gonna kill XP. Else does. Oh my lord! They all die. This is Baron. This is Ace for Wicked Gaming.
5-4-0. This has to be the Baron. This could be a game changer. This could actually lead us to Wicked Gaming's very first match point.
So, such a sick play coming in for the Kane, really being the progressive jungler as we expected Kebab Box to be, going in, making the plays through the wall, really forcing every single ability out from Gooby in defensive fashion, which means that when he comes out from his Umbral Trespass, there will be nothing left to do for him.
Here's the most exciting TP pause, it's called, of my life.
So intense.
It's so intense. They do get the Baron buff, and right now, Wicked Gaming are definitely in that driver's seat. It seems like it's a bit of communication issues on Discord, so hopefully it will only be 1 minute.
Yeah, just resolved shortly. Communication is important. We see how fast these team fights are decided. You really need to plan ahead, and you can't plan ahead if you can't speak, so obviously they need a pause for that. So currently, let's make a little bit of a status here. Currently, we do see Wicked Gaming engaging on the Baron. They have a 5-0 team fight. They just coming out of that one. So
we are back into the game.
Baron has been taken, as we can
yeah, it's gone.
It's
gone.
And
it's definitely gone.
Everyone is back, and if you missed it, then that is what happened, everybody. Yeah. So we are gonna see Wicked Gaming line up now. Looking forward to see whether they split up the map or they just play it as a unit. I think splitting up the map is a better option here to get Copenhagen Flames split up a little bit so that we can see this Kane continue to make a few picks. Also, we do see him entering the blue side of the jungle, already finding actually his potential first target.
But but I mean, looking at this, we can see that the whole Wicked Gaming squad is already there, ready to back him up, and this also signals to me, as we saw in Game 1, a very collected, well-communicated Wicked Gaming in these games. They just seem so collected, so well organized, all these games, and I think that is what's giving them the edge over Copenhagen Flames, which seems a little bit confused over the level of play that Wicked Gaming is bringing to this best of 5.
We completely forgot to talk about how Flames composition actually is a 1-3-1, the thing we're used to seeing with the old Flames with Kix and Raxon. But this is definitely a 1-3-1, and we see Eden Fox in the top lane hammering down this inhibitor turret, even though he doesn't have the Baron. Meanwhile, the red tower does go down in bot lane. So
look at set right now on the map. What is happening?
Neos actually goes for the 1v1 onto Nice Life. Can he get it? Here comes TP from Roskilde. Neos in a bit of sticky situation. Flashes onto Nice Life. Gets rooted up, gets done up, and Roskilde goes on a killing spree. Kills the enemy top lane, and now they are looking for this bot lane turret. You're right. Zed is coming from behind. Lopez might be in a sticky situation. Can he actually get out? I do believe he can. Eden Fox is on the wrong side of this wall. Has to use his living shadow to get over the wall, and just basically waste the time of Wicked Gaming.
Yeah, and if you think you have a lot of lifesteal as Renekton in a mid-game team fight, you should try fighting an Aatrox, and we just saw that witnessed right here. Aatrox completely negating all the damage that Nihus threw at him, healing it all back, and in the end, with the teleport coming in from Roskilde, securing this kill, just clean out. Nihus didn't have anything to say in that team fight.
Securing this mid lane inhibitor, which completely opens up this base of Copenhagen Flames. Currently, they are 5,000 gold behind. 29 minutes into this game, and look at Kebabbox, he's so strong. 9, 3, and 8. Just finishes, what is that? Fourth item with the Guardian's Angel. He's going to be such a pain in the ass, I'm going to say it, in the team fight, because obviously Humble Trespass, it takes a long time to get out of, and the Guardian's Angel, if it dies, well, you have to be careful with this guy when he respawns.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about, quickly, a big problem that also is with these post-Baron scenarios for Flames. They have like no wave clear, they have the set, can't really clear any waves at all with abilities. They do have the Renekton, can't really clear any any minions without going into range of key abilities, or the auto attack from Lopa, of course. They do have the Ezreal, able to clear something like with something like the True Shot barrage, but nothing else really. So they have to play this very cautiously and have to really just look for these kinds of initiatives before the Baron goes down or wait the Baron out.
He went from being 4-1-4 to being 4-5-6. That is a nice score, but not quite what you want as this split pushing Renekton. So he kind of threw the game by dying so much. Meanwhile, here's Edenfox in the bot lane. Does go for the 1v1 against Nice Life. Wilden is up, but I don't believe Edenfox even can.
Damage at all to this Aatrox. He has Tabis, he has Black Cleaver, he has the Sterix Gauge, and he has a Death Stance. Edenfox will not be able to even dent him if he wants to. And here he comes.
Speaking of Edenfox, here comes the death mark onto him, but no damage at all. You're completely right. Edenfox can't do anything against this dumb champion. He flashes over the wall. He has to get out of here. Meanwhile, Pedersen maybe looking for some death charge. The top lane turret is sieging, but the Baron buff has expired.
Yeah, I mean, Edenfox even going for this play, I think it's just to show a little bit of quote-unquote dominance towards this Nice Life on Aatrox. I think it is just to prevent him from shoving this wave completely in and taking the inhibitor by storm, basically.
Yeah, what we've seen Edenfox do the last 10, maybe 15 minutes is just basically distracting people. He can't really one-shot anymore. He only has the option to sort of hold someone at bay.
Charge onto Young and look. Kebabbox is in the enemy base. Meanwhile, Kali has already died. Here comes Almo Trespass in the backline. And Edenfox will be hooked up, stunned up, and resurrecting in the Guardian's Angel. Oh my god, Roskilde was so close to going down. There's Draceline not quite hidden, but it seems like it's not going to go down. Nice Life is in the enemy base, not quite where you want. Meanwhile, Kebabbox has been shot down by Gooby, getting his third kill of this game. Now, Neos is in aggressive form. He wants to kill Nice Life, gets hooked up, gets rooted up, gets rooted again, and gets killed by Roskilde going on a rampage. Now Nice Life has popped his world inner. He wants to get that sweet piece of Young, but he can't. He's resurrecting in his form right now, but so far it is a 2-for-1 for the favor of not Box Vipers, but Wicked Gaming.
A very, very, very messy team fight once again from both of these teams. We see Kebabbox actually going in, getting a bit caught in this scenario, popping the GA, but once again, he has sacrificed a lot of his tankiness towards getting all this damage, and as he resurrects from the GA, he immediately gets blown up by this Copenhagen squad, who likes a bit of wave clear, but when it comes to single target damage, they have a lot of it.
You can also tell that we're getting into the late game now that the AD carries get to decide more of the team fight outcomes here. We do see that...
Look at Gooby's build, Luden's Echo. Is that normal?
Yeah, it is. We were talking about that on the way into the game as well, because that is really traditional. You go for this Luden's Echo to make sure you have the AP damage, which also was one of the reasons we talked about. They didn't need an AP jungler should they not want to, but I think they opted for it to have the perfect balance level.
They are on the Baron buff. Young is not near, and they just give this Baron buff up completely.
It's given up here. I can't see them
do Baron.
Look at the gold difference. So it feels like Flames are way further behind than they actually are. They are 7k down right now. You would expect this team, with the amount of caution that they're showing, to be like 10 or 15k behind. They are not, but they just seem to struggle so hard if they don't get the perfect circumstances, which they've only done like once or twice, where they could actually kill Kebabbox right away. So right now with the Baron buff, we're back to the struggling of them clearing waves on the side of Copenhagen Flames. So I want to see, can Wicked Gaming open up one of these side lanes, because right now they actually struggle to get this top inhib tower all the way down.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also they might be sleeping on the fact that Vayne is 6-1 and has 283 CS. 4 completed items with the Berserker Graves coming in as the 5th item of 6. This Vayne is so big right now, and if they sleep too much on it, like I actually think they did last team fight, it will completely blow the Copenhagen squads apart.
Yeah, we saw Eden Fox dive onto Vayne, I do believe, onto Lopa in last team fight, and basically he couldn't do anything except almost dying. He just got out safe and sound with about 200 HP, but still he can't one-shot Lopa at all because of the stealth and condemn from this champion, so it's going to be harder and harder. Now Lopa also has the Guardian's Angel, so there's basically no kill pressure from Eden Fox on Vayne. He needs more help. He needs News to help him. Meanwhile, speaking of the devil, here is News in the bot lane. Turret has been killed, but as well end up being popped. And News is looking for the kill on his opponent of Nice Life. News can actually get it. He wants to kill him, but I don't believe he can. Meanwhile, the red tower in top lane has been popped, as has the top lane inhibitor. Now they are looking for the mid lane inhibitor. Meanwhile, News is looking for the 1-1 onto Nice Life. Level 18 versus level 16, but stunned up, chopped out, shot down by the Renekton here. Meanwhile, he is killed here. The first target box is killed. Eden Fox is on to Pilsen, kills it. Now Lopez here, the late game carry. Can he save the team fight? So far, it's a 4-4-1 for the side of Copenhagen Flames.
And finally, Copenhagen Flames brings the Flames into the game. Unexpectedly, Nihus actually manages to 1v1 this Nice Life on Aatrox. Amazing for the Copenhagen Flames squad. They lost the top lane inhibitor, but that is a small price to pay for getting all the shutdown gold, for gaining all of this map control back in the game. I think this is a ticket for Copenhagen Flames to get a little bit of a foot back in the game here, and I think Wicked Gaming has to be careful that they don't sleep on the fact that Copenhagen Flames is a really, really good team. They are in the final after all. They have a composition which can also play late game, with a small exception of the Renekton. So definitely an even game. Definitely a Copenhagen Flames we see that is back in the game, which is ready to bring the Flames, get back into this game and clutch it if Wicked Gaming doesn't close this out by the time the experience spawns.
Also, we did see the experience coming out from Nihus by finessing a little bit on this Aatrox with a nifty couple of slices and dices to juke out on all the Aatrox damage in this fight. Although it did cost them the top side, the complete top side of their objectives, of their towers and the inhib, of course, which could potentially mean that we're gonna see very, very far better team fights from the side.
That is a weird pause.
That is a very weird pause
again.
He got taunted up, and Young was just around the corner, so he might get seismic shoved into his own grave, and that would be a very dire situation for the side of Wicked Gaming. We did see Lopa finishing the Cloud Drake, so that would mean the next Drake that spawns is the Elder Drake. And if Wicked Gaming gets this, they should be able to win the game.
Yeah, but that is a lot of damage bringing in. I think they have 3 or 4 Drakes. Four Drakes, yeah, so with the 4 Elemental Drakes coming in to support the Elder Drake bonus burn damage. It will almost be an ignite on every single basic attack or ability that you hit on an enemy, and that is crucial for a Wicked Gaming squad,
especially with Vayne.
Yeah, and especially with this extended fight team comp, which they have in the Aatrox, in the Kayn, in the Vayne, which would like to have these long extended fights where they can just sustain out this Copenhagen Flames squad. Having the ignite on every single basic attack or ability which they fire will be crucial for them to win this game.
It will definitely, and now also I want to stress this a little bit. We see all inhib towers down as well, which means if a team fight breaks out, we have a lot more room for the two teams to spread around, and that definitely benefits a player like Lopa on this, or a champion like Vayne that Lopa is playing currently. He's really, really he has so many. Getting back in. Actually, Kebab Box dies right away. So right now, I think this is going to be a still couple of minutes where Flames get to clear out their side lanes and prepare for the next team fight.
Yeah, maybe establish a bit of a vision line, which they have lacked a lot of recently, being stuck inside their own base. So I think what Copenhagen Flames needs to do now, if they want to win this game, is establish a proper vision line around the neutral objective, next neutral objective, which will be the Baron, and try to see if they can actually win a fight before getting there.
Let's see, but look, they're actually going for the bot lane inhibitor, even though they are behind with one guy. Kebabox obviously just died, 10 seconds left, but they do get the inhibitor. Now the TP does come in from Neos, rooted, or not from Neos, from Gubi. Now, nice Weaver's wall, blocks up the team, Pedersen can't get out for sure. Nice life. Oh my god, such a nice taunt, but look, now Roskilde is in the backline, Young is so low in the stages. Meanwhile, Eden Fox dives onto the enemy backline, but he can't kill anyone. So far, it's a 1-0, but look, here is Nice Life in the backline. He gets chopped up, killed by Gubi, who goes on a killing spree. Meanwhile, Neus gets killed by Roskilde. A 2-1 for the side of Copenhagen Flames.
But really nice to see Gubi here being allowed to free fire during this whole team fight. If you look at Gubi's health bar, the whole fight, it dropped one time and it only dropped about 20%. He was free firing abilities and basic attacks the whole fight, and really making sure that this Copenhagen Flames squad, stays in this game, stays in the contention to win this game. Really beautiful team fighting here for Copenhagen Flames.
We've had so many good games in this playoff. It's insane. Wicked versus Box Vipers game 2 and Box Vipers versus Atlanta game 2, and then this game is completely insane. The only thing that can make this better is basically like a Baron buff steal or a pentakill.
I think even though the map is placed as it is right now, with Wicked Gaming having 2 inhibitors killed for the side of Copenhagen Flames, I think actually Copenhagen Flames is in an advantageous advantageous spot right now. That was the sentence I was looking for, to win this game, actually, because we see the map being very Wicked Gaming sided, but in the last couple of team fights, the last 2 or 3 team fights, Copenhagen Flames has shown superior communication, but now Wicked Gaming has started the Baron.
And this one is going to be fought.
Here's Kalher, nice Weaver's wall, actually blocks Roskilde in the Baron pit, but look, Jürgen has been engaged, but Lopa takes so low, Gubi's here, he gets knocked up, he gets chopped up by Nice Life. Yeah, I can shift out of the wall. Meanwhile, here's Neos. He wants to get the sweet piece of Roskilde, but he can't. He gets killed by Kebabox. Meanwhile, look at Nice Life. He kills Gubi, shuts him down. Now the good old Eden Fox is next time. TP into the base. Roskilde is here. Nice Life. He will definitely kill Kalir. This is game for Wicked Gaming. Eden Fox is the only one alive, and he will get killed. Shut down by Nice Life. Second game going over to Wicked Gaming. They only need one more to be the Danish champions.
You are champions out there. This is a Wicked Gaming stronger than a Wicked Gaming we've ever seen before. The historically strongest looking Wicked Gaming of all time, and the strongest looking team on the entire Danish scene right now. The Copenhagen Flames came in looking very well, sharp off a 3-0. This Wicked Gaming lineup lost the game to Box Vipers. They must have been preparing so well coming up to this series, because my god, are they looking very strong and dominant.
Yeah, a lot of messy team fights coming into this game, but this last team fight, we see Nice Life on this Aatrox coming in clutch, killing Gubi, which definitely carried the last couple of team fight for Copenhagen Games, killing completely right off the bat, instantly almost one-shotting this Israel, and just showing Copenhagen Flames that Wicked Gaming right now is playing much better.
Yeah, it really seems like Wicked Gaming is the best team, and the thing that's so strong about Wicked Gaming, they are not hesitant at all. When the Baron spawns, well, they just right-click it. They don't give a monkey about Young being alive with Smite and everything. They just go for it and bait the enemy team out. They're not afraid to take the fights, and I guess that's something that every team against Wicked Gaming underestimate, because Wicked Gaming, whenever they see an opportunity, they go for it.
Yeah, they are so progressive in their playstyle. Kebabox on this jungle, it was perfection seeing him the first 15 minutes, just ganking non-stop, clearing, having more farm, and out-ganking the enemy jungler. If you have those 2 essentials, I mean, what can't you do that game? If you can farm more than the enemy jungler and you can gank more, what more could you ask for if you are a solo laner on the side of Wicked Gaming? I mean, so many ganks, so many successful ganks. Actually, I didn't see him failing a single gank where he got killed or where he didn't get a kill. So getting this extreme amount of progressiveness into a game, into an LCD final, which is top of the line in this country, is so crucial for Wicked Gaming to win these games.
Let's also talk about quickly on the other side of the map. We do see Flames actually joining this game a little bit more than the first one. They actually stepped in and and fought their case in the later stages of the game. We did see them coming together as a team. I think a lot of this really fell apart from the draft phase itself, because they didn't really they didn't really have a team that could stick together like a unit, as we usually see Copenhagen Flames succeed with. But also they have to have tools to deal with the early game. They showed us that in game 1, which is also why we did see stuff like the set in this game, I suppose, and the Renekton, of course. So how do they find the perfect balance where they can both attend these very, very important key team fights, and they can also get through the early game without being too far behind?
Yeah, I can definitely answer that. Pick more wave clear, because having such a low amount of wave clear on the Copenhagen Flames squad allowed Wicked Gaming to shove in the waves to get a lot of towers, a lot of inhibitors going down repeatedly after one another, which didn't necessarily make Wicked Gaming a stronger teamfighting squad than the Copenhagen Flames squad, but as they had this massive macro advantage on the map, made Wicked Gaming able to secure 3 whole Barons in this game, secure every single Elemental Drake from this Copenhagen Flames squad, and in the end, Copenhagen Flames was always reacting to Wicked Gaming plays. They were always reacting to, alright, Wicked Gaming started the Baron, we have to rotate now, but we do also have to clear a wave in the bot lane, and we do also have to clear a wave in the top lane.
A lot of duties.
Yeah, a lot of duties to deal with, but by at the same time that they had all of these duties to deal with, Wicked Gaming could completely choose wherever they wanted to go on the map, and whatever they wanted to do on the map. So, if Copenhagen Flames wants to get back into these games, they have to play much more progressive. They have to get in there, dictate the play style, as we saw them do against this Atlanta squad yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what Copenhagen Flames will do to stop the bleeding, because they are definitely bleeding left, right, and center. They lost game 1 in convincing fashion from Wicked Gaming. This game was quite close later parts, but Kebabbox really showcased who's boss in the early game. So stay tuned, guys. Just 5 more minutes and we will be right back for game 3 of this grand finals of the LCD.
Dive deep into entertainment. Philips Hue.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to maybe the final game of the LCD Summer Split 2019. We just came from the backbone of a very, very exciting game, a very equal game between the Eagles of Wicked Gaming and the burning fire of Copenhagen Flames. Well, maybe not so burning at the moment, because the standing is 2-0, and maybe we can get a 3-0 from Wicked Gaming. Guys, what do you say about the last game?
Actually incredible to watch. Really back and forth in the end. A very dominant early game from the side of Wicked Gaming, but Copenhagen Flames being able to punish the mistakes Wicked Gaming eventually made in the mid to late game, but Wicked Gaming coming out swinging in a very well coordinated, planned out team fight in the end, securing the second win for them. And now they are on match point.
To me, at least, I'm happy that Copenhagen Flames kind of showed up, you'd say, because they did get a few fights. They did take some of the goal lead back. They even had it at one point, almost got a Baron. So at least they showed some light, and that really tells me they aren't completely tilted, or hopefully they aren't, because if they would have just gotten smashed 20 minutes again, that is a mental boom. It's really hard to come back from that. So at least they pulled it out. They got some good fights. They know that if they continue doing this and don't get too far behind in the early game, they might generally have a chance to win a few games and take us to a game 4 or maybe even a game 5.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if they just would have had a little bit more wave clear in this composition they had last game, I believe that they would have picked up the W in this second game of the series. As we load into Champs Select, what should we expect to see from Flames to win this third and very crucial game for them?
Honestly, ban Kane. That's the first step. I would like to see actually some targeting towards Kebab Box, because he has really been the shining light of Wicked Gaming so far in this best of 5. And he has been going well on the Kane, on the Kindred. 2 of these champs he's been dominating. He's been the main man to look at. He has piloted the early game for them, shown them the way to success. And ban those away, he might not be as scary. He could still play something like a Camille or any other earlier game-oriented junglers, but taking his 2 mains away from him would be a very good start, because they can deal with Roskilde, they can deal with the Lopi, even in a late game situation.
Yeah,
with
we saw
Vayne.
that also.
They shut it down. It came back in the end, but they shut it down, they dealt with it, but they just need to deal with Kebab Box, and banning him out is the best idea.
Yeah, and we see already the first ban coming in here, Kindred getting taken away from Kebab Box
as well
and the
as
Kane.
the Kane.
Nice one.
There it goes. We have the 2 comfort pick from Hidden Shadow, aka Kebab Box, out of the game. And now he has to improvise. It's not very often we see Kebab Box have to improvise, but I can't wait to see what it pulls out. The Camille is taken from the side of Nihus, and that was just what I'm about to go into, because I do not want to see the Crocodile on Nihus once again.
Same.
Because it has simply not worked out for him in any of the other games. So right now, Nihus, if it is Camille for you, I pray that it is, because the Crocodile is not working out.
Nah, the Crocodile is definitely not working out. Really being way too weak in these 1v1 situations. Once you get over the 25-minute mark, Aatrox was just the better teamfight champ. He was just all around, I think, meta-wise right now, also just the better champion, which also showed off in the team fight where he was stronger, and the 1v1 side lane situation where he constantly shoved this lane in and forced Nihus to react on this Renekton, which you so dearly won't.
Hold up a minute, because we have the Cillian locked in for Roskilde, one of his signature picks. We've seen it taken away from out of Eden Fox in the first game, but now it has landed onto Roskilde because they prioritized to ban out Hidden Shadow here in the first ban phase. And it's going to be paired up with Saya on Lopa, which is a very decent AD carry right now, especially combined with Rakan, which is still open. So it could be a priority pick for the side of Flames.
Very decent.
Wicked.
I actually think, as you mentioned it, that the Cillian will go mid, and if in the third rotation here they will pick up the Rakan, which will make for an extremely strong team fighting composition for the side of Wicked Gaming, which they now react on with picking maybe a Kassadin. I can understand the Sejuani play. I can get behind that because Young has showed up on this champion, definitely. But the Kassadin pick, I don't know about that one.
I think it's comfort. I think you're pushed to the brink. If you lose this, you're out. You lose your like 4th, 5th final in a row. So going back to comfort is probably the best idea here. Get back on what you know and what you're really good at, and I think it's just all around comfort and feeling good.
And we have in the past seen Eden Fox on the Kassadin completely annihilating people past level 16, and maybe playing for the late game is the Flames plan right now. We have to see the bot lane pick locked in as well right now, but the Rakan pick, as we predicted, is coming in for Pillarsten with the Lovers duo in the bot lane. So definitely a very strong team composition on the side of Wicked right now, still going strong as we move into the second ban phase, and the bans have been laid down. It's gonna be Morgana and Ezreal on the side of Wicked, and Jax and Akali for the side of Flames. The Jax ban I don't quite get though.
Yeah, I mean the Jax Akali ban is maybe just trying to shut down the some dominant, very versatile solo lane picks for the side of Wicked Gaming. I think Flames are looking to, in this game, to win the side lanes, to try to win the split push, to set up a really, really nice 1-3-1 composition, which you really can with Kassadin and Camille being amazing in these 1v1 scenarios. Really just removing any forms of counterplay, any forms of explosive OP-ness in the Jax and in the Akali, whom can just one-shot you right off the bat. Gooby with the kind of signature Vladimir pick. He showed it off.
Yeah.
He has showcased it
This
before.
is an interesting pick, of course, if he does end up going with it. That does give a lot of AP damage to the composition, but I kind of like this because they're really going back to comfort, and I think there's no better time to do it in this pressure situation. You're forced to go back on what you're good at, and also this Camille pick, I think, is almost
Bard
200
is-
IQ.
I think it's going to be a Pike, if I'm not
I think
mistaken.
it's going to be a Pike, yeah. That could be a possibility. Greatly paired off with the Vladimir, which we have seen on Gobi.
Karma.
Oh, Karma,
That's
once
weird.
again. Karma did receive some great buffs in this patch,
Yeah,
so it's a
exactly.
very strong champion right now, especially in the support lane, but also in the mid lane. So definitely a good choice. They have a lot of AP, as you kindly pointed out, Andreas. Right now, we have a definite look on the comp of Copenhagen Flames, and we will have a look at Wicked come right away, and that's probably going to be the Hecarim pick for the side of Kebab Box, which we have seen him play as like a means of emergency when his Kane and Kindred banned out. But now we have the comps. And Matthias, what do you think? What is the win condition for the side of Wicked Gaming right now?
I am actually really interested to see how this Lovers duo in the bot lane will win this matchup, which they actually need to do, in my opinion, in order to win this game. Because if you look at the top lane, it is a Camille favored matchup. And if you look in the jungle, I mean, Hecarim is a strong early game jungler, but he's opting into the Flash Smite instead of the Ghost or Ignite, which you could swap out the Flash for. So he's not looking very dominant. And into a tank jungler like Sejuani, he might not be able to do a whole lot. And the mid lane Cillian, not really a kill pressure champion, so I'm interested to see how the Lovers duo in the bot lane will carry this game, because Cillian is definitely a supportive pick for the Sire, for the Hecarim to get in the fight and do something. What do you think about the Copenhagen Flames squad?
To me, this bot lane is super risky. You're picking into one of the strongest early game duos with one of the weakest early game champions, the Vladimir. I think this is super coin flippy. Also, comfort, of course, I get that. It's a good champion. If you get to the late game, you really will dominate there with a Kassadin and a Vladimir. We've seen them hold on to their life for 50 minutes before. They did it 40 minutes before. So if they really have good scaling, they might be able to answer back. But I'm kind of scared because if Kebabbox decides to go bot lane, and also even if without him, I think Lopi and Pillarsten can really destroy Groupie and kill Hero here, because Vladimir is just so weak. And that's what I'm scared for. It can really make or break that game.
We see Kebabbox listening to me here, picking up the Ignite. I think he is going for a bit of a more offensive playstyle on this Hecarim, which I would also say that he might need in order to secure this third and final win for Wicked Gaming. It's going to be super interesting to see who wins this game. I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Who do you think will win the game?
I think now that we have some more comfort, as you guys pointed out, I think that Copenhagen Games will be able to take at least one game. I'm not going to be able to make my prediction for the entire series as yet, but I do not think that Wicked will go off with the 3-0 cleanly, because, as you said, the first game looked kind of one-sided, but the second game, Copenhagen Flames pulled it together, had some good fights, played their cards right sometimes, but still ended up losing, unfortunately. So I think maybe they have the ball in their court right now and will be able to take at least one W.
And what do you say? Can you agree with what?
I'm kind of scared, to be honest, with Copenhagen Flames. If they don't get to the late game, I see them as screwed. 2 hard late game scaling carries, along with Camille, who also scales insanely.
3
well.
hard late game scaling.
3.
Yeah.
Because if you fail getting to the late game, it's done and dusted. But you get to the late game, it almost doesn't matter how far behind you are. Because if you hit level 16 on Cassidy, if you get a few items and level 16 on your ADC, or APC in this case, and your top lane, then you should have the game no matter what, I would say. But if not, you might be in a whole heap of trouble.
Also something that makes me a bit scared is seeing this, because this is what made a lot of teams crumble in the MSI tournament, which we just saw. A lot of teams picking these late game comps and getting stomped in the early game, just getting routed back to base multiple times and just straight up losing the game. In the end, it was the team who drafted more towards an early game composition who picked up these wins in the MSI. G2 being very early game oriented, being very good at these progressive early game plays, ended up taking the trophy home. So I'm really scared for Copenhagen Flames here, if they can make the early game work for them, if they can keep Hecarim from making these super progressive offensive plays, which he definitely will be looking for with the Ignite. So task number 1 for Flames right now, I think, will be to stop Wicked Gaming from rolling them completely over.
I think that's really bold as well, because
Yeah.
you're going into this, you know that you have lost the past 2 early games to Wicked, and now you're even drafting harder late game scaling. You lost the early game on the top side in game number 1. Game number 2, you lost the early game all around the map. So I kind of you have to go late game, because if you lose hard this early game, it's just about scaling. It's just about sitting back, clearing your waves one by one, and trying to stall for as long as possible. And if they can't do that, I think it's GG. But if they get there, I have a feeling we might go to game 4.
But also looking at the wave clear, which we kind of requested Copenhagen Games to pick up in this game 3, we are not seeing any signs of any wave clear on the side of Copenhagen Flames. I think it was what you were about to say here. Karma being the only form of AoE distanced wave clear on the side of Copenhagen Flames. Vladimir, Camille, nor Kassadin is able to clear any forms of wave. And definitely not if you see the Baron buff going over to Wicked Gaming, which I think we might see the first Baron rotation maybe going over to the Wicked Gaming side.
But we will see, because we are about to enter the Summoner's Rift for the 3rd and maybe final time in the LCD Summer Split 2019. Twitch chat, make your vote. Is it gonna be hashtag Flames or hashtag Wicked who takes this game, or maybe even the LCD Summer Split Championship?
Yeah, this is match point for Wicked Gaming. They see fire and fury in their eyes as they are looking over to the side of Copenhagen Flames. Can Copenhagen Flames do what it takes to win this game number 3, or do Wicked Gaming simply steamroll them as they did in game 1 and actually manage to pull through in game number 2?
I feel like we saw them have a good late game last game. They even were against the Vayne. They really held on for dear life. They almost got back. Could have maybe gotten a clean ace, but a few mishaps here and there made it so that Lopi survived. And this is what I am scared about, because if they don't get to the late game, they won't win the game. But if they get there, I'm feeling quite confident in the Flames basket.
Yeah, talking about the late game, it's very much on the side of Edenthog right now, because if he hits level 6, it could be over for the side of Wicked, because level 16 Kassadin, it's just unstoppable almost. Yeah, Kassadin, exactly. It could be the winning factor, and also Gubi scales greatly into the late game. So they definitely have the grand percentage of win chance on the side of Flames right now, but we have to let the game run its course, because right now the Lovers do definitely have the advantage down the bot side.
Yeah.
And Roskilde on his signature Cillian pick is very, very safely in the mid lane. So right now it's all down to the early game. How is this going to run off?
Yeah, pressure really being on Kebabbox and Lopi's shoulders to get this early game to work for Wicked Gaming, because if we see Camille and Kassadin or even Vladimir going into the late game, they have such a big solo lane advantage, which Wicked Gaming won't be able to match, so they can set up a beautiful 1-3-1 and just win the game methodically from there, even, I would say, from level 11. So Wicked Gaming will need to establish a big lead before level 11 establishes itself on the map. or else Copenhagen Flames will simply rip this game completely apart with this strong late game scaling which they have.
But we can clearly see the Copenhagen Flames that are aware of the situation in the bot lane, that they might get poked out, and now we might see an engage. It's a level 2 advantage, and they're going on to Gubi. He gets poked quite low, but won't quite get taken down. But they know that they're gonna be behind in this game. They know they just want to scale, because instantly Kalhera, he queues with the mantra into the bush to make sure they won't get level 1 engage on, because that is a deadly way to die.
Yeah, this is a really deadly bot lane, this lovers duo here. We have seen it over and over again in other parts of competitive League of Legends, being picked up almost instantaneously if it's left unbanned, and we see it also banned a very huge amount of the times. So this lovers duo will need to make the game work for Wicked Gaming. As we see Kebab Box routing towards the bot lane, we'll maybe see a gank from the Tribers here.
I think it's gonna be hard because they are very pushed in, both Gubi and Kalhero. They have the advantage over on Lopa and Pillars on the side. They know, okay, we can fight these guys. I don't think they need them help right now. But as well as Flames Young moving his way to the blue buff, maybe going all for the nice life in the top lane, because he is very far pushed in. He has the vision established, so maybe it's not going to be this time. He has the E to escape. Probably not going to be able to go into the gank. No, Young is going to clear his jungle route once again. But very passive game so far. 3 minutes in and nothing really happened. But that's what we expect. Flames is going to play this very safe and going for something late game. But enough about that, because the horse is moving up in the mid lane. Eden Fox is in trouble, but flashes out immediately and gets out with his life and check this time, but has to burn his flash for it.
Yeah, and now Kassadin, Eden Fox on Kassadin has nothing like any mobility spells until he is level 6. This flash will be on cooldown for a long time, and there will also be a significant amount of time until Eden Fox reaches level 6, where he unlocks his Rift Rock and is able to come out scare-free from ganks. But until then, I think Kebab Box will repetitively gank this lane and shut down Eden Fox, so he won't reach this Casa win factor, which they are expecting to reach on this Flames.
It was a bit like we were watching a replay from the first game. We saw Kebab Box coming into mid lane once again to try and camp him, but this time Eden Fox timed the flash pretty well according to how the decimation charge comes in, so you get pushed away and don't quite die. So obviously a good trade for him now. Obviously did have to expend the flash, but he's almost level 6 now in the top lane. We see a tiny bit of a trade. The hookshot wall dive has been used on to Nice Life. Nihus does kind of lose the trade in the back foot of it, thanks to the range advantage for Nice Life.
Yeah, but we see the Kleptomancy coming in here for the cannon, and the Presti attack actually coming in for the side of Camille. So I think maybe we're going to see an early engage from Camille trying to win this 1v1. So they at least have one lane that is winning. Usually you would go for something of a Conqueror on Camille unless you're looking to win the lane that is. So I think maybe, but here we see an engage in the bot lane.
Engage in the bot lane going in from Pillarson, but it's not going to be enough because the W comes out, hits knockout, but they don't have any damage. Lopez is way too far behind to do anything, as the Camille and Nihus teleports back in the top lane to catch out the wave, as Nice Life has to reset as well here. The first Drake has spawned. It's going to be Infernal Drake. Really important, especially for Wicked, if they want to exact this early game and take the map into their own favor, getting this early extra damage and snowball the way to the LCD series win.
Yeah, this is dangerous. We already see Kebab Box routing down towards this Infernal Drake. Copenhagen Flames, I don't see them contesting this Infernal Drake in the early game. And that Infernal Drake is so crucial for this Copenhagen Flames squad if they want to scale well into the late game. So a really unfortunate elemental Drake spawn we see here in the early game.
Obviously, it's not a make or break for Copenhagen Flames, but it does really put Wicked a bit of a favor if we come into the late game. Obviously, they might still get outscaled, but it helps them not falling too far behind. We might see an engage in the top lane. News, though, might be in big trouble as a Slicing Maelstrom has come through, but doesn't quite do enough damage yet, as we aren't that far into the game. Young is looking for a gank in the mid lane, might potentially find it, but decides not to go for it quite yet. It seems like these junglers really want to play around mid lane.
Yeah, these junglers really want to... one jungler on Kebab Box's side wants to make sure that Kassadin, Eden Fox really doesn't get to the scaling level, and Young really wants to make sure that it happens, that Eden Fox doesn't lose lane too hard to this very passive-aggressive type of champion that Cillian is. But here is he engaged in the top lane.
Not quite getting there with the hook shot on the wall. Maybe looking for the Hextech Doom Room. Not going to find it this time, as well as Young making a way to the top side. The Rift Hull will be spawning in 3 minutes, but the Wicked lineup has started the Infernal Drake, and not much that Copenhagen Flames can do about it. They were pushed entirely the way in, and they're going to get the Infernal Drake so uncontestedly, and that's going to boost the early game that Wicked already has favor in.
Yeah, exactly what we expected to see from this Wicked squad. Copenhagen Flames not being able to contest any neutral objective for over the first 10 minutes of this game, where Wicked Gaming is almost scare-free, running around the map, picking up every single objective that they can get before Copenhagen Flames gets the ability to contest these things. So I think we're gonna see a Copenhagen Flames which will maybe hesitate a bit to contest the first
the
kind of
top lane
objectives.
though, here's the battle. Nice Life is in trouble, but so is News. But Young is in the backup. He does have the Glacial Prison out, but a nice flash from Nice Life fails. But it is first blood for Young, and Copenhagen Flames, even with the late game scaling team, get the first blood, and now they sit even with the goal lead.
Yeah, nice that Young chose to hold on to this Glacial Prison from the Sejuani till she absolutely needed it last straw. They kill Nice Life. Nihus gets away with his life in hand, but expelled his flash here, getting away from the what's the Q called on Cannon?
But now looking for a tower dive. Is the horse coming into the mid lane? Cassidy is in trouble. Eden Fox has to ripwalk over the top. But the TP comes in from the side of the top lane. The Onslaught Chance comes in as well as the Chrono Break resurrecting the horse. But the Ignite comes on to Eden Fox, takes him down, as well as Sanguine Pool comes in with the Gooby coming in, trying to help his mid lane. It's going to be enough. He gets very, very low, but it gets healed up by the Hemo Plague. 1 kill for the side of Wicked, equalizing to a 1-1, and the gold equal is also as well.
And this is what Cillian is so good at. Sort of swapping the tower aggro between the resurrect from the ultimate here from Cillian. It is so good in team-oriented plays. Being able to tower dive so deep and offensive like this and getting out with your life in hand. Finally killing Eden Fox with the Ignite, which you picked on the Hecarim, making these very, very offensive and progressive
Young
plays,
which we
talk about over and over again.
Yeah, Young was almost in trouble. He just comes down, soaks up some XP as Scooby TP'd in to the mid lane to try and help, but he only had a little bit of a HP. A bot he hadn't recalled yet, so it didn't really do anything. But I would so far say that it's going okay for Flames. They're scaling. They're even in CS in the mid and the bot lane. The jungle scene as well. They're a bit behind on the CS in the top lane, but then again they have a kill up in that department, and now we might see a fight because it's concentrating from Nihus with the hookshot wall dive. Does hit the W as well. Now in the bot lane, a Drake comes in. The quickness has come out from Peterson, but doesn't quite find anything.
Doesn't quite get anything, no. But we see we see a Cassidon roaming up to the top
Eden
lane
Fox
here.
roaming up to the fog lane, going for the rat in the top side. Nice Life may be in trouble here. He does not have the wall up, but makes the E. Hookster comes in with the W, sweeping leg, and Hextech Doom Room comes in. Now Nice Life is in very much trouble, and Eden Fox takes him down in a turn of event, going for the second kill for Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, surprisingly, Copenhagen Flames winning these early game skirmishes, but it is what to be expected from this level of play. I think Copenhagen Flames is really communicating well who does what in this early game, so that they don't lose it, so that they actually end up winning it with superior communication and very coordinated plays. I think this roam was set up even before the game even started, that they needed Eden Fox to get up in this top lane, shut down this cannon, which he can with this wave clear that he has by level 6.
I love to see this from Copenhagen Flames. They're playing a bit aggressively, and now the top lane, the lane where they're getting out CS thanks to the range advantage to Nice Life. They are not really behind in gold anymore because you have the 2 assists on Nihus, and you give Eden Fox a kill, scales the Cassidon even harder. So it's really going alright for Flames. They have the scaling on their side, and only being 1k behind, not even at the moment, only 800 gold, and seeming to do pretty good in these fights. It's really crucial, but now in the bot lane we might see a trouble for Gooby. Only the grand entrance comes in, but it isn't really too grand. Kebab Box is around the corner though, so he can decide to go in. But Kalhira, they sense their blood in the water, I would say, but no, he goes in on too low. Will he find anyone? He won't quite. Another TP comes in from Roskilde, but he won't quite find anyone. And here comes the Onslaught of Shadows, won't quite find anything. And Kebab Box gets routed up by the route. And here comes Eden Fox, but another Chrono Shift saves him for the second time this game. He might get turned down still. He runs for the hills, but he can't quite get out. He will with the Glacial Prison, and Peterson as well with the jump from the battle dance gets out, and no one dies with TPs and everything getting thrown. Now the top lane though, a bit of a change. Here comes the Slicing Maelstrom. He might find the fight. He trades it actually pretty good, and Nihus gets forced out.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're used to see from professional League of Legends play. Big brawls of teamfights where every spell is used, where everyone is just brawling each other, and then in the end, no one dying because everyone is so calculated in how much damage they can take, how long they can stay in these teamfights for, and how exactly the limits of their champions are.
Oh, but here Camille News looking for a kill on Nice Life. Hextech Doomo is up in 1 second. It's coming here. Oh, Nice Life comes in with the sweeping leg from the knife leg lady, going very low, but gonna be able to survive this round, as well as Wicked lineup looking for the next Drake. What is it going to get? It's another Infernal Drake. I don't think Copenhagen Flames can afford giving that up. Young maybe looking for something with Eden Fox coming down to support. It's going to be enough to save this Drake from them. I don't think so. It's 4 versus 2, and they're going to engage here. The Queens comes in from the pillars. Taunts up Young. Get very low. Ignite comes in. It's going to be enough to kill him. The heal comes out from the Infernal Drake goes down in favor of Wicked Gaming. The second Infernal Drake of the game to the dominant team.
Yeah, and this is beginning to look a little bit dangerous for the Copenhagen Flames squad. Yes, they did get the roams off. Yes, they arguably won the early game skirmishes, but 2 Infernal Drakes on the side of Wicked Gaming can really be a deciding factor in this Copenhagen Flames squad's death if they want to scale into the late game, because 2 Infernal Drakes with 5 items is really a big power buff.
Yeah, it's just equaling out a bit of this insane scaling that Copenhagen Flames has. Obviously, I would still say they would be in an advantage whenever we get into the late game just because of their champion's power, but this really makes it more of an even playing field, because without any Infernal Drakes, you would go into the late game with it 95% of the time. Except for Copenhagen Flames really messing something up, they would win the late game. But now it might be a little bit more even in Nice Life. He doesn't have an even fight up in the top lane. The Hextech ultimatum comes down, even through the flash, and he gets the kill. Nihus is really getting kills in this top lane.
Yeah, but barely escaping with his life in hand again. Nice Life really having a hard time up in this top lane. But I also think that it's very crucial that Copenhagen Flames punishes the only actually vulnerable lane on the side of Wicked Gaming, because in bot lane they have the Featherstorm from the Sire, in mid lane they have the Chrono Shift from the Cillian, and in the jungle, which will most likely be bottom or mid lane, also has the peeling in form of the Rakan or the Chrono Shift in the mid lane from the Cillian. So really nice that Copenhagen Flames make sure to punish the only lane which has close to no escapes, and definitely that has nothing like an untargetable ability before he gets his Sunniest Hourglass.
Yeah, there is no safety net for other than everyone has a safety net except Nice Life in the top lane, and Copenhagen Flames really utilizing this, which is kudos to them because it's going great for them right now. There are 2 kills ahead, but as we said, the 2 Infernal Drakes over on the side of Wicked, and a little under 1k gold deficit on the side of Wicked here. Maybe looking for something in the bot lane. Gubik going in with the enhanced Q here. Not gonna be looking for anything. Mantra Q comes out onto Lopa, taking him a bit of damage here, but not going to be able to take any kills right here. Putting a lot of pressure on the tower. It's half HP. Right now, I'm thinking we're looking for the first tower fight here. Who gets the extra gold? Who gets the extra lead?
Yeah, just acceptable losses for Copenhagen Flames in this bot lane right now, as they look to just scale and wait for this Vladimir to reach his real power point. Just acceptable losses. Farming, he's even in CS right now, or close to even in CS right now, making sure not to lose too much of that tower health so that it still can stay on an offensive stance on the map and farm up so this Kassadin can reach his real power point.
What I really like here for Copenhagen Flames that we didn't really mention, I feel, Shelly got picked up, the Rift Herald, now in favor of Copenhagen Flames, so they can use that to try and take down a turret if they get a few kills in the top lane. I would imagine that Young could go to the top lane again. Now, Pilsen might be looking for a fight with the Grand Entrance, but this Sanguine Pool just really counters everything that Pilsen wants to do to Gubi.
Yeah, really counters it. But I mean, not so much counters it, but more so killing the aggression.
Oh, Eden Fox almost in trouble as he runs into the horse in the bush, taking him a fairly bit of damage, but not going to be able to chase him down with the Riftwalk as the safety net for Eden Fox's castle in here. Now, Kebabbox and Roskilde looking for this first tower, pushing it way to in, as well as News going in for the engagement in top lane. Nice line, maybe in trouble. A lot of damage comes out from the Q here with Nihus, but it's going to be enough. Kratos comes in onto Young. He's totally trapped here inside the jungle. It's going to be able to go down. The double bomb comes in as Roskilde takes the kill on Young. But now Eden Fox on a kill spree. The Chrono Shift comes in, rescues the support from Wicked right now. Is it going to be able to get out alive?
Where's Scooby?
I think so. Where is Scooby? That is the question, but no kills this time, except Young. Wicked takes the second kill of the game.
If Gooby wouldn't have stood there clearing the wave under his tower, it would have been such a good fight for Copenhagen Flames. But in the end, they only break the chrono shift from Roskilde. This resurrect ultimate.
Oh god, he has a solo kill looking for Nice Life. He has been camped, but it doesn't matter as he takes a solo kill over Nihus. And he even gets the first turret. This man, he can really take some pressure.
Yeah, this is really an acceptable loss as a very famous man.
Oh, God.
Oh, Eden Fox in trouble here with the bomb coming in. The second bomb, it's going to be enough to kill him, I think. So are you dead? Yeah, there he goes. Roskilde takes his second kill as Eden Fox goes down to the time bombs.
Yeah, a little boop there, and Eden Fox is dead once more in the mid lane. But again, a somewhat decent, acceptable loss for Copenhagen Games, that they didn't lose this early game any like harder than one might expect. We still have 3 amazing late game carries on the side of Copenhagen Games, so I would imagine that they haven't lost any hope that they just expect to scale so well into the late game.
But they're losing turrets left, right, and center. Young is trying to save this bot lane. Here comes the teleport now. They might be looking for the fight. The Glacial Prison is not available though, so they can't quite get anything. Eden Fox TP down, and that really is nothing to get out of it. They lose the mid turret as well, because now they've lost 3 turrets in a row. The goalie is now growing, and now we might see a fight in the bot lane. Lope tries to take it to the face of Eden Fox, but doesn't quite decide to go in, as you have the wrist walk to get away.
Yeah, give Wicked Gaming a finger and they will take the whole arm. We see here Wicked Gaming sensing that they are in a lead, sensing Copenhagen Games turning a bit nervous after they failed two attempts at a setup here, and really trying to take the game into their own hands, and really trying to get the snowballing factor that Wicked Gaming are so good at picking up here. The third element in Drake going onto the side of Wicked Gaming. Yeah. What a jungler kebab box.
Oh god, it's an Infernal Drake next. See, this is really where Flames have to fight. They can't give 3 Infernal Drake up, because that will be the game changer.
Oh, Eden Fox maybe in trouble here as the horse comes in with the quickness from Pillarson. He's going to get ignited and he's going solo. Oh, he goes wristlock onto Pillarson and takes him down with him as he meets his untimely demise. Meanwhile, Shelly is popped down the bottom lane, pushing up towards the lane, making sure Copenhagen Flames maybe get a 1 tower in their favor now that Wicked already has 3.
Yeah, but Nice Life already on the rotation to defend this tower, and as you solo queue players out there might know, it is not worth trading Eden Fox for Pillarson. It is not worth for Copenhagen Flames, and they lose a lot of pressure on this on this 1-for-1 trade.
But you know, it's better than nothing.
News coming in with hooks here, and Hexer ultimatum comes down. Nice Life get very low, so Slayer Mason comes in here, but Young Hills comes to help. News getting very low, but Nice Life going able to get out of this one. Glacial Piston comes in with the flash. Is it going to be enough? Yeah, the W taken down, but now Young is in trouble because Kebab Box is up there to help his top laner.
Look at Saya wrapping in from behind.
Oh, Jesus Christ, and goes down once again. 6 kills to 5, and it teleports out with the streaky cheeky teleport, saving his life. Nihus, you goddamn genius. That's a 200 IQ play right there.
So is that you? That was really a Soas play from back.
Real
He almost died to the feathers, but he just had enough.
Oh,
HP.
Wicked looking for the Baron already as it just spawns. What a madman we see on this lineup. What is this? Now going for the engage onto Kalhira, but he's gonna get out. But because they're prioritizing the Baron, not really much they can do at the side of Flames, because we do have Young down. They do not have a smite, but is Gooby gonna be able to do anything? Cassidy in the bot lane pushing out.
He will play.
He will play coming in. It's gonna be not Night Life comes in, takes down Gooby at the quickness, come in, taking down Nihus. He's in trouble. Double kill comes over to Night Life, and it's gonna be the Baron for the Wicked Gaming lineup. He gets very low, but it's gonna be enough. Comment, no, it's not gonna be the steal from you, Kalhira, this time. The Baron goes over to Wicked.
Yeah, and this is pure desperation for Copenhagen Games. Also, this play, what is this?
Young is fighting them. He can't really get anything, but on the bot side, Eden Fox is pushing, and he might be able to get a turret.
Yeah, but this is absolute desperation for Copenhagen Flames. We see Gooby going in here, absolutely no means of escape. He didn't even spend his stopwatch in this fight. Just pure desperation. Wicked Gaming really bringing a hard snowball factor into this game, taking a couple of kills in the top lane and just instantaneously turning onto the Baron. Really, really, really snowballing this game. Completely out of control. I think it's going to be a very, very, very rough job for Copenhagen Games getting back into this game and getting to the late game where they eventually might win if Wicked Gaming doesn't pick up the third Infernal Drake on their side. So odds looking very, very dire for Copenhagen Flames right now.
But guys, what do Copenhagen Flames have to do right now to win this game, to turn it into their own favor, to put themselves in the driver's seat? Because right now it's looking rough.
They have to push the brakes. They have to push the brakes. They stop, don't go any further. Now it's time for them to try and take some of their land back. And if they lose this third Infernal, that kind of makes this playing field for the late game completely even.
Oh, the Kebab Box might be in trouble because Young and Eden Fox is waiting for him in the bush. Devastating charges getting charged up, but not going for it. Going for the red buff instead, prioritizing this. Lopa going in for Gooby, but a lot of damage comes in from the pseudo vampire. It's not going to be enough though. Looking for taking this inhibitor turret in the mid lane. You have a lot of pressure with the Baron minions, which is still up, and the whole team for Wicked has grouped out around the mid-side jungle. Is it going to be cooking up for a fight right here? I think it is.
I think Copenhagen Flames, or I see Copenhagen Flames really struggling with the wave clear right now. Look at the towers falling left and right. Look at the champions of Copenhagen Flames standing behind their inhibitor tower.
Yeah, now they're
really
going
struggling
for the fight. The Glacier Preston completely misses. They can't get anything. And Copenhagen Flames are forced into desperate situations. Time after time, they're losing objectives left, right, and center. And now they're looking... They're almost 10k goal behind. It was a 2k goal lead 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it was a 2k goal lead 5 minutes ago. And again, Copenhagen Flames really, really have the better team fight this game, but it's just taking them 50 minutes.
Here comes the fight though. Here comes slicing Maelstrom as well. And that just slices through the entirety of Copenhagen Flames. They get an even fight, but they get the turret in the mid lane. And now they look for the inhibitor. The base has been broken open, and it's in shambles for Copenhagen Flames.
Yeah, it's just always lose-lose situations for Copenhagen Flames. If they choose to contest the push in one lane, they will take the tower so fast in the other lanes because Copenhagen Flames has just never cleared the waves.
Might be dead here if he goes golden with the stasis to save his life, but now he can't use it for a potential fight, and this might be now where they decide to go in. They decide to go in onto Nice Life though, but they're dead to shift won't quite keep Nihu safe. He falls down. The precision protocols does no damage. Pillarson has the resurrection of upon it, but he won't quite need it even. They do get one kill back though. Can they not try to turn on the fight? They do have a Kassadin who has damage, who gets Kebab Box, and now Lopi is the man in trouble. Can he dish out enough? He can't quite do it, and now Eden Fox, it's your time to shine. You get a double kill. Can you get even more? And Flames, they finally answer back with something.
Eden Fox, you absolute madman, taking this game into his own hands right now. You see now that he's beginning to scale. He can completely annihilate the enemy team. 2 levels from 16, and that's where it's gonna get rough. We see the replay right here. Matthias, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, just watching this Copenhagen Flames finally get a bit of their late game scaling to show, but I don't think we should get too comfortable yet. Kassadin still has 2 levels until he becomes broken. So, I mean... And is this the same case as last game? Has Copenhagen Flames lost too much of the map, too much of the objectives to actually secure the win once they get to the winning stages of the game? Yep. It will be interesting to watch the next 5 minutes.
The battle for Infernal Drake has begun as Flames is not going to let Wicked take it. Phew. The third Infernal Drake. Phew! Wipe the sweat off your cheeks, boys, because this is not going to be a fourth Drake game for Wicked. Sorry, I can't even speak. I'm so hyped about this finale because Flames is looking better and better. 9 kills to 11. They climbed their way up. It's not a 10k gold lead anymore. A little bit under, but right now Flames is looking better and better and may be able to take this game into their own hands.
Yeah, what is going to decide this game right now is going to be, does Wicked Gaming still have the raw power advantage which they need in order to close this game out fast enough, or can Copenhagen Flames actually, against all odds, manage to clear the waves, get enough goals, get enough XP to scale into the level 16s and win the team fights and eventually win the games in the next 10 minutes? It will be so interesting and so hypey to watch.
Right now, Wicked Gaming looking in the top lane for people to push out this last inhibitor turret, taking maybe down the second inhibitor as Nice Life pushing down the mid lane, soaking up some XP. Young is ready there. The Glacier Prison is up. Is it going to be a fight that comes out here? The Glacier Prison on the person. It comes out. Eden Fox ready to go engage.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! The onslaught shall come out. Triple kill for Lopa. It's done. It's one and done, guys. What an amazing turn of events. A clean ace for Wicked Gaming. This is your LCD Summer Split Champions. Ladies and gentlemen,
One more
nothing
combo, happy
Copenhagen Flames could do. This is one and done. 3-0 for Wicked Gaming. What is this, Copenhagen Flames? The curse is eternal.
Wicked has just dismantled Copenhagen Flames in the most dominating way possible, finding the combo, finding what they need, and they are your LCD champions. They can even beat them in the fountain. They did everything they could, Copenhagen Flames, but the scaling was not enough. The Kassadin was not enough. Nothing is enough to stop the powerhouse of Wicked.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wicked Gaming is your LCD Summer Split champions. What is there to do? Copenhagen Flames falls once again to the playoffs curves. There is nothing they could do. They were simply too strong. 3-0. What a series.
Just getting completely severed on the middle in the last team fight. I didn't see anyone go near low HP from the side of Wicked Gaming. Just completely Rakan with the grand entrance from his ultimate, just knocking 4 people up from the side of Copenhagen Flames, and then Kebab Box following up with the Hecarim ultimate, just dismantling Copenhagen Flames. Really shows how Wicked Gaming in this best of 3 and in this whole split just is the better team.
There's nothing for Copenhagen Flames to do. The curse is eternal, I guess we could say. There is never gonna be the time they win a playoff, it seems, because they can get here time and time again, but they can't quite win it, and that is the big problem for them. What is this curse on about?
We don't know, we can't tell. It's something supernatural at least, but it's not going to be able to enough because Wicked takes it so convincingly. What was the mistakes from Copenhagen Flames in this entire series, or was Wicked just better?
I mean, Wicked was, first of all, just better, but the mistakes from Copenhagen Flames was that once they got to a point where they could contest those team fights and the skirmishes that Wicked Gaming brought to the game, they had already lost so much map control. They had already lost so much dominance in the game that when they actually were able to fight back, they were doing it from the fountain or from the likes of their base, which was already at the time almost in shambles. So Copenhagen Flames' major mistakes in these games was drafting way too much late game, way too little wave clear to get to late game, and then in the end just getting completely rolled over by the powerhouse and the very progressive playstyle that Wicked brings to the table.
They gave us hope. They gave us hope in that one fight. Eden Fox popped off. They got what they needed. They got an Infernal Drake to kind of deny the power scaling that they do get with 2 Infernal Drakes. But then they did it again last game. They got one bad fight, and that was enough. And that is what happens when you fall so far behind in the early game that you're pushed all the way back to a base that only lets you have one more mistake. And the single one lost in this best of 5.
Yeah, and this was history repeating itself all the way from MSI. The early game compositions in the end showing up way bigger than the other composition on the side of Wicked Gaming. This game just dismantling Copenhagen Games. Copenhagen Games looking so good yesterday against Atlanta Gaming, but today just crumbling under the force of Wicked Gaming's early game, under the force of this. I'm almost baffled. This amazing way of them to be so collected in their way of fighting and in their way of mechanically and methodically just out macroing Copenhagen Flames.
It was a great showing for Wicked, to be honest.
It was a great showing, but that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for the LCD Summer Split. We will be back in a few short months, but we have had the greatest of times casting for you today. Congratulations to Wicked Gaming. You are the LCD Summer Split champions. Thank you so much. Thank you to Twitch chat. Thank you to all the teams who played. But
one last thing, we gotta name an MVP of
That's
this
right, we
series.
gotta name an MVP.
We really gotta name an MVP of this series, and I will start myself. Kebab Box just playing out of his mind this entire best of 3. Incredible performance on Kane. Incredible performance on Hecarim this game. Just dismantling Copenhagen Flames in the last team fight. Really getting the early game working for his whole team. Securing the win. Such a beautiful jungler to have on my team. I take everything back that I said in the warm-up about rather having Young on my team. If this is the Kebab Box, every single game, I would much rather have him on my team.
I would kind of like to say something different though. Pedersen, he was the man you did not see. He hit binding after binding. He got the 4-man engage. He did so many things that no one really saw. Obviously, they were pointed out, but obviously, Kebabbox, he just stole the show. He was the man that we all saw when he jumped in front of them. He got the 4-man all sort of shadows. He got everything that he needed to be the MVP. But Pedersen, he was my underdog because he did so good. He did everything he could, and he was hard smithing this best of 5.
Yeah, also lining up this grand entrance in the last fight, knocking 4 people up from the side of Copenhagen Flames. Such amazing support also to have on your team. But what is your verdict? Who was the MVP of this best of 5?
I would agree with the Kebabbox did a great job, and Pedersen as well. I can't decide between the two. But Twitch chat, that is up to you. Who do you think is going to be the MVP of this series? Spam it in the Twitch chat. And maybe we can get an official MVP in time. We don't know.
I will make a Twitter poll. Everyone go vote.
You'll make a Twitter poll. Go follow HahaXD. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The summer split is over. Wicked is your champions. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the teams who competed. And once again, congratulations to Wicked Gaming. What?
Go to leaks.gg for stats.
On behalf of the entirety
We have a lot of other casters in the studio right now shouting at us. They can say hi right here. And thank you to you guys as well for being part of the journey of the summer split. But that is it. Go to leaks.gg, check the standings, and we'll be back in a few short months.
On behalf of Leaks.gg and the whole caster crew and the production crew, thank you all so much for watching, and we will be back shortly with much more professional gameplay from you live from the Danish scene.